We are alive. What is going on? Are we live? Are we live? Pop open my multi-chat. Where are you? Multi-chat. There we are. Sure that I'm good here too. What up, Tony? Good, looks good. I've just gotta accept this. Could not be more live if we wanted to. Yes, true. So true. Hope everyone's having a good night so far. I'm pumped, baby. Day 3. Day 3. Team USA trials, baby. Waiting for things to get started in a moment here. Okay, dope. Try and fast forward this. Wait for people to pop in here. You can't log into Fantasy, rip. See the Twisted Minds documentary? I've not gotten a chance to watch it yet. Yes, OWCS Korea. It's happening. It's back. Okay, so just waiting for some people to pile in here. Then we can go over our opening thoughts for today. Because today could potentially be the final USA trial day. It's possible there ends up being other ones. But for now, this is the last confirmed day anyhow. Are there trials for Korea? Absolutely. I just don't know if they're going to be streamed. What's up, Grandma's Ashes? The turnaround on your RuPaul video was insane. Yeah, I know. Pretty good for a video I made, like, on very short notice when I needed to go to bed for work. This very well could be the final day. I only say could because there's a chance we could see more, because the, what's it called? The roster lock deadline, I should say, it did get moved. I believe it did get moved a little bit further in advance, so there's a chance we could maybe get some more. Never say never. And yeah, I'm sure they're doing some closed stuff as well. How are things looking? Are people in here or what? Yeah, we're starting to get some people in here. Okay, so let's go over some opening thoughts for today. What's going on, everybody, though? Welcome to the stream. So, I wrote down some key points before I started stream, things I'm going to be trying to keep in the back of my mind. I encourage you to share what you're thinking about going into today as well. But here's what I laid out. Here's kind of what's on my mind. A big thing for me is going to be flex support today. I think Landon and Ultraviolet have been pretty even for the most part so far, so I'd like to see if one can maybe stand out more than the other from, like, the eye test standpoint. Obviously, we have our preference. I'd say a lot of people like Landon more, myself included, but not totally against having UV if he shows me certain things that, like, maybe I didn't think about before. Sorry, I'm just looking at DM's chat. Give me a moment. Okay, cool. Where was I? I'm so sorry, Chad. So flex support, really important today. I want to see if either one can stand out more. Next thing is hit scan. I think a lot of people would agree Tree's probably making the team over Chronic, but I would at the very least like to see Chronic kind of go toe-to-toe every map like he's done the last couple of sessions. So that way we could say, you know, he was also probably deserving of the spot. I think that'd just be cool for him in general with his stocks as a player. And who knows, maybe he'll do enough where some people say, I prefer Chronic. Next, it's kind of more of a minor thing because I think a lot of us would expect Sugar Free and Zero to be on the team. But I would like to see if one or the other can like stand out on the final day, get more wins, and then we can definitively say we'd prefer to have this guy as like the default starter. It depends on a lot of things, but just strictly based off of what we see with our eyes in these trials, I think mostly that's kind of what I'm going off of. Next thing, I think that by the end of the night, I'd like to have a good head count on how many people feel like real locks for the team. I think at the end of day 2, we decided there was like at least 3 players, 3 to 4. Bare minimum, it's like Infected, Hawk on tank, and then Vega main support, I think most people would say. I'd like to see who else like truly becomes a definitive lock by the end of tonight. I think we'll have a good idea. And on the other end of the spectrum, like who can we confidently rule out? There's already some names in the hat, but we'll see if that list can maybe grow. Like a lot of us aren't expecting like Kaluch to make the team or what's his face, Lucamino. But we'll see who else can join that small list. And I guess like as a third point of view on that, I'd like to know if there's any potential dark horses that could make the team. Is there a guy that you think maybe is flying under the radar that should be on the squad that's probably on the outside looking in? I think it's a good question to ask. Like, obviously, if you feel that way, they're probably not going to make the team, but like someone that you could sit there and like confidently say you think that there's a good chance they probably should have, or you wouldn't have had a problem with them being there. Someone like Painkiller, I think that's a good example. Love the thumbnail, I'm glad. Next, current strengths and weaknesses based off of the talent pool that we have. I think this is something we've got to have some awareness of going into today. I've more so been focusing on who I think makes the team, but now we have to take it a step further based off of who is participating, really deciding, you know, what we're good at and what we could use some work on. A lot of people are going to point out like Symmetra, for example. Can we have anyone step up on that hero if Symmetra becomes really relevant? How do we do in, you know, meta A, B, or C based off of what we have? Like, it's obvious we're really good at some things like Tracer, and, you know, like we'd probably be like a solid dive team, and our backline will be good at Carry Lucio. But what things are we not going to be good at? Looks like we're maybe showing some highlights, very zoomed in highlights. I'm just going to turn this down a little while I continue to speak. Sorry, I'm not really reading chat. I just want to get all my points across here. The next thing, it's more of a for fun thing, but I'd really like to think about the most realistic team versus who probably deserves it based off of what we've seen in the tryouts. Like, I think we all have a very realistic outcome in mind based off of, like, you know, the veterans and whatnot who really need to be on this team. You know, the locks, like, versus guys who performed well that probably don't have a good shot of making it, but you think probably should have been on the team. I think that's a fun discussion to have. Like, I think the Chronic versus Tree, for example, is gonna be a big debate for some people. Because I think Chronic has done enough to make that a conversation. And then just a small other thing, the DPS and supports. I think a lot of us are on board with 3 DPS, but is there like any reason at all based off of what we've seen or like other theories that we can maybe justify having like Landon and Ultraviolet on the team? I don't know. It's just something to keep in the back of your mind. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Those are the questions I'm going to be asking myself today, and hopefully they get answered by the end of the day. Change scenes here now. Where are you? There. DPS are a bit more plug and play. I also prefer 3 DPS, but I would like to hear people's theories who challenge that. Lucamino and Vega's closer than people think. I think so as well, but I think Vega separated himself on day 2 a little bit. Zera's kind of nasty at Vendetta, so that's covered. Agreed. Are there any players you think did okay-ish that in the entire trials, or are they all doing a good job? I think everyone's had their moments. It's just some people have clearly been a lot more consistent than others. You're muted, Bullskunk. Oh, never mind. Bullskunk and OC. What a squad here.
My name is Jeff. I'm here with OC. We're going to get you into our final day of action.
Didn't get to watch much of day 2. Who stood out the most? Sugar-Free, Chronic, and Tree, and Vega for me.
I certainly don't envy the people having to make decisions here, but a bit of a unique...
I'd agree that Painkiller has a better chance than Kaluj.
It's good to see you. Welcome. Good to cast with you again. What can we expect to see over the course of the next couple hours?
Thank you everyone for the follows, by the way, and joining the stream. I appreciate y'all.
Your average match, right? It's not a normal map of Overwatch. You're gonna have both teams play both sides of the map, and what that essentially means is on Flashpoint, for example, the 2 different teams are gonna play all 5 Flashpoints no matter what the result is. And the reason for that is so the coaches can get a good idea of how the players play on every part of the map.
So, and it's a little bit less about winning the map per se. I mean, you're trying to show what you can do. Obviously, it's about winning, but it's not. It's about winning, but not really keeping score. This is probably...
What up, Keon? Imagine Kaluj comes back to Overwatch for the World Cup and doesn't even make it. Well, at least he's on Team Liquid, right? Gotta count for something.
So I mean, you don't even keep the same rosters throughout the night, as we will have these gamers just fighting it out for 7 precious slots here for the Team USA national team for Overwatch World Cup 2026.
Welcome, Pancakes. Welcome. Good time to come back.
A lot of these positions are really tight. Especially
no, you're not crazy, Penguin. It is a little bit out of sync.
Landon, Ultraviolet, and even I mean, you could make an argument for Lucamino, who could be there too, but I think it's really between Landon and Ultraviolet right now, who are looking to secure that flex support slot, right?
Vega staring into your soul, chat. He's judging you right now. He knows what you did.
What a pleasure it would be. I think, I mean, an honor it would be to be able to come in and represent.
Yeah, unfortunately, Iconics, they did a very limited trial list. It's tough because, like, USA actually has a good talent pool now. But like, some guys just stand out so much that it's hard to justify handing out a lot of spots. Not a bad problem to have, you know, because USA in the past hasn't been like that. So it's a good problem to have.
Such an integral and persistent part. It's amazing to see World Cup back. And to fight for a spot to get on this.
Oh yeah, 6 years of watching Shanghai. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, Penguin. A lot of people have been laughing about that.
Yeah. I mean, what an incredible opportunity. I mean, frankly, I feel honored just to be here, just to cast them, just to be able to talk.
Bullskunk might go.
These trials puts a smile on my face.
Oh yeah, for sure. And something I want to point out as well is with all the DPS trials that we have, a lot of these players are a lot younger, and you have a lot of new players as well. So there is a new generation coming.
Mark this spread. Team UK will be top 5. Wow.
You have Zera.
That is a bold claim.
You also have, I believe Chronic didn't either. So just plenty of new players coming in who could all represent Team USA.
What a breadth of talent and experience we have here.
It should be the last day, but there's a chance we could see more just because they actually did move the deadline for World Cup rosters to be settled.
And fight to see if I can get back there. I would expect it's been awesome to see the return of Kaluj. We've got a few players here that have kind of took a little bit of a break. Right? I mean, both Kaluj and Hawk.
Unlockable secret characters crazy.
And have come back and look like they've barely missed a step so far in these first.
Well, UK doesn't have a bad team at all. That's for sure.
Specifically for Team USA, it's been so tough to call between those two.
Yeah, the battle between those
tomorrow. Well, Korea tomorrow, but
that off-tank
Saturday and Sunday for NA and EMEA, OWCS. Friday Korea. Return of Bone back, yo. Run it back. The Zen Ana God.
You know, while you have Infected, who definitely kind of specializes in all the other heroes that the rest of the tanks might not fulfill, you have Hawk, Kaluj, and even Painkiller kind of competing for the Diva, the Sigma, the heroes along those lines.
And talking about Infected, I mean, it feels almost like the...
I'm assuming Korea will keep their trials private. That'd just be my guess.
And also, still one of those, the younger generation, just recently become old enough to play Overwatch at the highest level, has been, competing since he was super young, is absolutely old school, but, was not old enough to participate in Overwatch League when that was a thing.
That's the pro scene, Ben. Post-OWL, I'd say fairly healthy.
Kind of feels like the tank to beat.
Only thing that I'm kind of missing is, having, a solidified Tier 2 Korean scene. Because we're not seeing a lot of Korean prodigies anymore, and it's a damn shame. Besides that, though, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, Infected's tough because you have
Gotcha, Penguin.
Specialize more in the traditional off-tank hero pool. They were off-tanks in Overwatch 1. Infected was a main tank player in Overwatch 1, but Infected has also become more and more flexible as time has gone on. I mean, Infected has even picked up Diva at a high enough level to start pulling it out.
Have I done OWCS Fantasy yet? Nah, I need to... After the stream, I'll probably set it up.
So we'll kind of see him perform today, potentially.
Yes, your boy Lip is still a beast.
Even more of his flexibility.
Still one of the best hit scans in the game.
Yes, how do you even decide between these teams? Oh my goodness. It has been so ridiculous. You think, you've got built-in synergy with Tree and Zero, right? Competing together on Team Liquid. But
I knew it was Penguin's fault, Phantom.
The prodigal son of Overwatch, of NA Overwatch. I mean, left for a couple years after being just the one of the most outstanding shining stars in early competitive, but was again a super young player.
Yeah, Fleta's a coach now. Sure is.
Hit the Titans, and that's when we saw kind of the sugar-free glow up, and is now a legend in NA DPS. I mean, could you see a world where you push forward here and not have sugar-free on this roster?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I feel like sugar-free is almost like a cultural phenomenon as well.
Real.
PGE sidekick, of course.
The PGE sidekick is crazy.
He's just a super likable guy. And
I think Lip should be in the talk of the Overwatch GOAT. Yeah. A lot of people would say he is the GOAT.
Against Team Liquid for OWCS NA.
Very excited to see these guys play. Yeah, for sure.
The best player in SSG that day. I mean, that was incredible.
I don't envy Coach Cass or any of the staff that have to make decisions on narrowing these 12 players down. And we already kind of touched on support a little bit at the top. But Landon versus UV is such a difficult call. We were having this conversation. I've been having this conversation all day when I was kind of doing some studies and stuff in this for, with my stream. And God, that's such a tough call. Landon has got such incredible comms. Landon's been streaming. Definitely recommend.
Yeah, I think that's the real strong point of picking Landon. Besides his recent success, he's just such a good in-game leader. It's so hard to go against that.
And that might, for those...
Remember the delusional fans calling him a somber one shake for... Yeah, I remember.
I mean, again, played in 2023.
I remember when Lip was a somber one trick, according to the haters.
Since 2019. I mean, grew up with Kaluj through Second Wind and American Tornado and these classic powerful rosters. And so for Landon to go up against that, I think you have to hear his comms. I'm
sure UV's also good in-game leader. I just haven't I haven't seen as many examples.
Yeah, no, Landon's a really impressive player.
Hearing Landon make the calls in the OWCS World Finals last year, that was a real eye-opener for me.
Is an incredible Ana player, definitely the best Ana player on this lineup. But the problem
You're
is
one
that
of those
for
said
Ana
haters
meta
based.
to happen is a little difficult, right? I mean, that is a risk. And I think
The roster
choosing
lock
to
date
take
got moved. It's sometime in April. That's all I could tell you. I don't remember the exact date.
Who's going to have the stronger Kiriko? Because, well, Blizzard loves Kiriko. We know this. Kiriko has been strong for so long and been so dominant for so long.
Okay, Phantom.
It's safe to say that Kiriko will probably be the main hero that the flex support player is going to be playing. So it's a matter of looking at Landon's Kiriko, at Ultraviolet's Kiriko, but also, like you mentioned, one of the big kind of goals of this trial is to see how these players mesh and what their comms look like. That is the true test, because we do know how these players play. We've seen how they play in the OWCS. So their straight up mechanical skill and so on are kind of known factors, but I think the unknown is how they interact with each other in these different combinations that are shown off in this trial.
Well, we are about ready. We're going to take a quick little intermission as we get set up for your first.
What's your
map.
thoughts on
When we
Hawk?
come back, we're gonna
Hawk,
see the final day of trials.
I'm really proud of that guy for his OWCS resurgence. He's looked phenomenal. I am excited to watch him play like a full season and most likely be on the World Cup team. What is your fantasy team for week 1? I haven't made it yet. That's something I gotta do. After stream, most likely. I'm gonna have to think of something quick. Because, like, Korea, I don't have much time. You're a big fan of him? Yeah, Hawk's cool. I'm very pleased with Hawk's return to the top. Yeah, Korea 9 hours. We're running out of time. Oh, Infected will be on the team, but he can't play everything, sadly, so they've got to have another tank. So you're more so hoping that if you don't want Hawk, you're more so relying on Painkiller or Kaluge, Penguin. Those are your options. Because there's going to be 2 tanks. That is a certainty. Honestly, technically Proper could participate. It's just entirely up to the coaching staff. Boosting allegations, it's a big no-no. I agree. I think so too, Full Nelson. That's where I'm at. Plus, he's played with Vega before, so I think that's another plus. Just take the whole cheeseburger roster for fantasy. That's hilarious. Pretty sure you can only pick 2 players from a team, though, unless they changed that rule. I haven't totally gone over everything. I think mechanically, Landon and UV are like pretty even. 1 bite, 1 win. What an amazing hashtag. I want Luke to make it for his flexibility. I don't think he's going to, sadly, but if they were to run 3 supports, I could see it. I just don't see how he makes it in over Vega. I don't know. Like, he's done a pretty good job. It's just, I think that overall, Vega's been the stronger player. All the players are expensive in fantasy, I bet. Locking in Trees Air, Sugar-Free, Infected, Hawkland, and Vega. Yeah, I think that's the typical team that most people are going with right now. Any chance you'll put out an updated OWCS NA power rankings vid before games start this weekend? I would like to, Dustin. I've just been waiting to see if Liquid make any type of announcement. It's a tough situation to be in. I'm probably going to make something tomorrow night, whether they make an announcement or not, and just live with it, because I really can't wait any longer. So most likely you'll see something from me tomorrow night. It's kind of a shame. Like, I wanted that day to, or that video to be able to sit for a couple days before the game started, but you know, plans change, so I do wish we could hear comms. Well, I actually have some good news for you, Egotistical. I've heard from the production team we may get some comms from time to time throughout the stream.
We are ready. Get into day 3 of your Overwatch World Cup trials here for Team USA. We're gonna kick things off on Lijiang Tower. This is a chosen map by the staff, also a chosen comp. What is this comp, OC? What is Cass cooking?
Yeah, I'm confirmed.
So
They're going to be doing
interesting.
listen-ins throughout the
I feel like
maps,
these
so
positions, this mirror matchup,
we could potentially get some comms, so look out.
hellish matchup for the Brig player.
Ooh,
It
are we
is
gonna see a
something
Pharah mirror?
Each Brig player in each team. I feel like that is the main
Yo,
goal.
I'm actually
Honestly,
so
this
down.
does
Give me a
have to
Pharah
position the
mirror,
Brig player quite a bit.
please.
I think it puts a lot of
Yes,
pressure
let's
on
freaking
the ball.
go, man.
You know, you can't mess up.
This is
And
what
the
we
opposing
wanted to see.
Pharah
This is what the
places
people
so
signed
much
up
pressure
for.
on
Also,
the
Brig
Brig
Juno,
player.
interesting.
I think that's what they're trying to test here.
Okay, so perhaps looking at main supports, we'll keep an eye on who's able to stay alive, who's able to protect their Juno, and perhaps their hit scan through these rotations. Looks like early positioning.
Ram mirror got me snoring. It feels like they always play Ram every single time they get Night Market.
It's such a massive positional advantage.
Lucamino, though, is going to diff Vega off the bat, and then he's going to pay for it with his life.
Now,
Got the Pharah duel in the skies a little bit here.
not able to find it just yet.
Liberty are going to probably hold on to point here.
Sugarfree just marking that right side angle on the coast lane. Able to
I
find
wonder if we'll
Chronic.
see some Ana today. I'd like to see
Just looking to
the Landon
stabilize and
Ana.
continue
See how he holds up.
Controlling the point for now. And that'll be it for the
Dip
fight.
for
Not much
16 in
really
fantasy is a
happening there.
crazy
Liberty
steal.
Positional advantage early on.
I forget who Peps play. I know they play
Again, like,
Twisted
walking through the streets is really
Minds.
difficult. A lot of pressure on the Brig. The Pharah is going to be right above. Sugarfree looking the pressure.
Yeah, that was the defender's advantage we were talking about.
Turn this up a little. Feels a little quiet.
Ultraviolet caught out.
A little bit of a trade.
Wow, that is not good. Even losing 0, I think, is you take that trade there for freedom.
Yes, the coaches are deciding the compositions. Probably gonna see a lot of mirrors again today.
Actually take down Hawk right here, right now. You're the Ramach are very low on both sides. Painkiller the first to fall though, and now Chronic's going to continue forward. Chronic has been really, really impressive these last few trials. I feel like Chronic maybe even improved over the offseason.
I would have to agree with that, and being able to.
Chronic's looked fantastic. I love it.
That speaks a lot.
He was a fun story last year. It's good to see the continuous improvement. Iron sharpens iron. Him and Tree going at each other.
Freedom now with their backs against the wall, they're able to kind of hold.
Yo, UV is like 1 HP. 1 HP in a dream. Sugarfree's gonna go
So
down.
0 returns the favor. It's onto your.
Oh, the boop! Zera!
Over 0, the nice little conch blast. It's Tree.
Okay,
down
he's
below.
cooking on this Pharah right
Even,
now.
Sans Brig, they're able to hold on here.
Yeah, it's a little no thank you to Tree. Doesn't want to deal with that overclock. Zera looking good on the Pharah, and that's one of the heroes that I would say maybe Zera has a slight advantage on, like Sugarfree. Definitely a bit better at the Echo than the Pharah. And I've really liked Zera's Pharah. I believe during the Malga meta, that was when Zera kind of practiced and trained that Pharah quite a bit to get good at it.
What team is Chronic on?
Oh, not. I mean, I think Zero's got.
He is on the Dallas Fuel.
We saw a little bit
Yeah.
of that on Numbani yesterday. Maybe we'll get to see that a little bit later. Ooh, okay. Okay, Landon.
He will be one of the
I see
stars
you.
on that
We're
team.
just gonna clip the wings on that far early, and this will get.
It's so cool to say that again. The Dallas Fuel, they're back.
Really
They're
nice
literally
space
back.
here early on. Look, it looks like they're backing off a little bit. They're trying to bait in the Chronic's LOS. You have the Orbital Ray and the Rally for both teams, though. And with those support ults, you're going to see Ultraviolets come down.
Guess I'm a Dallas fan now. I guess you are. Hawk is getting perma-bullied in this lobby, by the way.
Take the fight out early so that
The focus fire is crazy. They're rallying. They rally Annihilation to secure that kill. They're just all over it.
Team Liberty will rip this one away as they're able to punish the Ramaka followed by the Judo. And they will flip the point. Almost dead tied in percentage.
The late kill on the Zera as well is nice.
Zera's going to end up a little staggered, though, so that's going to make the re-engage for Freedom a little difficult. I think off of that Liberty, because they're at a bit of an ult disadvantage. In the
Sounds good, Keon.
Press this really hard. They're going to try and bait the rally early and then kite it out to the backup point.
Oh, if Chronic hit a rail there on the Pharah, that would have been crazy. That's a pretty early rally by Lucamino. They're just going to try and secure some point presence here. They might get a flip potentially, just for free. Tree going on an angle here. He's going to pay for it now, I think.
Oh, man, yeah.
Get the health pack, brother. Okay.
Into the back, excuse me, that was Zero dropping into the back line. Sugar-free looping around.
C9?
Okay,
oh, that was really close.
Rotation. Hawk makes it to the point and wonders where did everybody go?
Oh, the vortex! The vortex! Wait. Yo.
Yeah, sucked him right down into the void.
Yep.
Easy peasy. Sugar-free pressure and point a bit. Under a bit of pressure, though. Doesn't want to get staggered.
And there it is. Look at this.
Yep, there's the chronic over.
The rail to just secure these final kills.
Will be a victim, and after that, Freedom, I think.
Wow, Hawk and Chronic with a good little clutch there.
Gonna find that kill as well, and just find the brig as well.
The former teammates.
May as well. And Ultraviolet, yeah, not able to.
Has Team Freedom won any of the scrims? They've won a map.
And we're gonna close out this opening round with an ace. That's how
Chronic with an ace at the end. Let's go.
An interesting fact. Now, again, winning the map only doesn't really mean as much.
Chronic Soj has just continued to get better. It's so awesome.
Chronic did not lose a single map on day one, and Tree did not lose a single map yesterday. No matter how they
wait, really? Wait, that's a thing? Wow.
Tree won every single map.
That's pretty crazy. Both hit scans have just dominated with W's.
I mean, it doesn't matter. That's not going to determine who gets the spot. Don't get it twisted. But, you know, I'm just, you know, I like my stats, so, you know, I just wanted to throw that one out there for you.
Yeah, true. It looks like Liberty.
Real. That does feel like a Brig suffering type of comp. And they're going to run it again. They're running the same thing on Control Center. Pharah on Control Center certainly is a choice by the coaching staff here. They're really trying to make these players uncomfortable. I think that is the goal right now. Put them in the most uncomfortable situations possible to see how they adapt.
You're going to have to respect this. I mean, even without a tank, you still have to respect this angle that Chronic is setting up at.
Although I can't lie, I kind of want to see, like, obviously the mirrors are a good way to measure things, but I kind of want to see them, like, have some different comps.
On this high ground as well.
Sugar-free.
Dogfight outside.
Zera wins it against Sugar-free. It was a 2-on-1. Tree and Sugar-free tried to kill Zera, and he just owns Lenny there. Wow.
Out of Chronic and Zera to hold that aggressive spot.
Yeah, now Freedom in control. The Pharah is interesting here because you kind of have to utilize.
It is tough to play Pharah here. Lijiang Control Center, this is the one place you just don't play her.
It's really strong. If you control that, you control the point as well.
Yeah, we just saw that in full effect. 20% counting now on the board. Watch Zero threatening to get close. Does, you know, kind of think twice about that. Backs up. Trey wants to go take that duel. All right, puts one rail shot down range and backs in to try to help PK on the
now PK is really struggling.
Hawk pops four and moves forward and is able to keep PK from the touch.
A ton of pressure on that front line. Oh, Chronic is in a dangerous spot. Wow, good peel, good peel.
Try to drive them back into server.
Landon and Lucamino doing a really good job there.
That is 100% worthwhile. Zera has the barrage ready to go now. Could potentially throw this out before.
How's my boy Sugar Bron doing? He kind of just got diffed by Zera in the Pharah battle a second ago, but he claps back here, I believe.
Play first, try and play very aggressively. Liberty have to be careful, and it looks like they're actually waiting to step until they have those support ults ready. They're really playing careful here.
And I mean, Freedom is so baiting. Zera's hiding down low. The barrage is out immediately. Hawk is able to get that kill. Unclear.
Maybe I should not have spoken. Me when I speak.
The hiding Sugar-free and UV as they tried to back away. That is going to be a 3-piece on the board there for Hawk and the Ramatra.
Yeah, there it was.
Dallas might be very competitive. I think they will, especially now that Liquid got affected by the the recent stuff with RuPaul. I think Dallas have a legit shot of making win. Oh, goodbye. Tree got greedy.
Down the drain too. Zero's been taken out of the fight. Rally
and that barrage is going to get nothing, and they don't even touch. Wow.
we go. That was the play. Shove the choke. Easy peasy. Even if you have ult.
Don't tell me PK's getting ram diff. I don't know if it's a ram diff. I think it's just more so a team diff right now.
Take advantage of that, right? Because you have to send at least one person to try and like touch the point, and then that allows
Dallas are going to be number one in your opinion. Interesting. You never know. Anything can happen. After these 2 days, who do you think is making Team USA?
Chronic has been so good.
Kind of the same mindset I've had since the beginning of day 2.
Tree definitely
Infected
has more
Hawk,
flexibility.
Sugar-Free Zera, Tree,
Flex DPS picks, making
Landon,
pretty valuable.
Vega.
But I think on just straight hard hit scan, Chronic might be better, right? And that's a difficult decision for the coaches to make, I think, between Chronic and Tree. It might come down to something like comms or some other...
I do think it's a team diff, but just maybe not in the way you think.
Was there a world
It's kind of hard for me to
kind of as the third?
explain it.
I think a 3 DPS line would be my personal choice. Yeah, you have Tree, but having Tree and Chronic would be tough. I think having 2 hit scan
You, I
players...
don't know, you can't have 2 hit scans.
Right?
I just don't think so.
7 slots. Speaking of
Sugar-Free, starting to wake up here.
Me in the DPS role. Sugar-Free with a fantastic.
Got to kill with that that rocket, the perk.
Okay. We're using this
Not necessarily just for Symmetra for Sugar-Free. I don't think that's entirely true.
All right, the rotations here. It's a little difficult. You have to try and get that Brig around. It's easier to get the Brig in that inside lane, but it looks like Lukmina's just going to bash straight across, and that's going to be the opening for Freedom.
Oh, Sugar-Free goes down again.
Well, Sugar-Free going down early is a good start. Oh, Tree trying to get away. Chronic just with the intercept was just in the perfect spot. This will be enough for Freedom to flip this point.
the Zera Pharah goes crazy.
Yeah, Chronic just going around.
He's dirty on this hero too. Dude, Zera's just goated like that. I don't know what else to say. He's just him.
Also is way ahead on overclock now. Could potentially have that early for Freedom.
That was one of my early questions. It's like, who's the most worthy starting flex DPS? Zera's definitely making his case early on in this scrim.
Do you bash your Brig across like Freedom did the previous fight? Do you go across bridge? Looks like they're taking it right across bridge, and Tree is going to slide off the map because that makes sense.
Oh, I mean, I'm willing to bet it has something to do with that vortex from Hawk. It just didn't get.
It's just all Team Freedom right now.
Immediately be a quick reset. Like there's all of that happens, and Hawk just throws one vortex and completely.
They have all their ults too, so Liberty are gonna have to use ults just to get across this bridge. Then you lose Sugar-Free again. Yo, what is going on right now?
With this is just, it's so much harder than if
Lenny is really struggling.
Playing Curie Lucio. It's so much safer.
He just can't fly. Like Chronic and Zera are just pressuring him.
That these players make, especially the support players, matters so much.
Speed ring up front.
See, here we go. They got to use an ult just to. They got to use both support ults just to try and get across this bridge. Okay, they finally take out Zera, but it may not even matter.
Just into the corner, a big stun in.
Chronic, it's just he's at the shooting range right now. This is too easy.
X-Factor every single time. It's the overclock here. Finds, I believe, 3 in that fight, and Team Liberty are shut down again.
My guy Chronic is having such a great trial, man. I'm so happy.
He's kind of broke after last scrim. Got to come back in today and get it.
Now, like, what a Liberty, you burned everything just to try and cross this bridge. You just got a classic neutral fight here. No one has support or has any type of ults here, but the team's just dead.
Liberty have lost all their positioning. Painkiller alone on the point.
And Vega just eventually...
Just all of Team Freedom.
So there you go. We're talking about the battle of the main supports here on Lijiang
Chronic and Zera just completely and utterly diffed the opposition. I don't know what else to say.
And Freedom,
they killed it.
A big dump there that first map. Honestly, the big standout for me in map 1OC has to be Chronic. Like, holy cow!
Yeah.
Like the story of kind of how you play the backline there was interesting, but Chronic just stole the show. Chronic was like, no, this is about the hit scans. All right, that's what this is about right now. It's about me. It's all about me. That's what Chronic was saying to us with his game.
Chronic, yeah, I'd love to see his stat line that map. That was wild.
But that wasn't necessarily the case. I'd also like to point out that Lukmino is a bit of an underdog in this trial, and Lukmino performed really well. Lukmino did a very good job of living. Now, when I say performing well, that just means managing to live. In this
Yeah,
match.
that's all you can really do as Brink there is live. If you're doing that, you're doing a good job.
Right? So you have like Landon, Juno.
Or thinking stage 3 last year, Chronic Soj wasn't on the level of his Widow and Freya, but I swear he's leveled up. Yeah, he's putting in the work.
Very interesting.
Yeah, maybe trying to test some of the weak points. Chronic was certainly not a weak
True
point.
Phantom,
That
true.
was an ace there.
Yeah, we also got the.
It's like on Control Center at that point, it looks like Chronic's 11-1. Let's see the numbers keep going up. 15-1.
Yeah, they got to play their strengths, I think, here. Zero
16.
and Chronic both being able to play the Sojourner.
17.
Kind of an interesting dichotomy.
Yeah, definitely over 20-1, I'd say. That sounds about right.
Yes, were on very strong picks for him. So an interesting setup there. I think Cass was actually cooking on that round one. Not what I expected.
Yeah, I've talked to OC a couple of times, like on Twitter briefly, but that's it.
It's not a practical match.
I'd love to maybe collab with her someday if she's down.
You'd probably swap the Brig, for example. You wouldn't
Even just like a co-stream, maybe. I don't know.
I think the big thing
I'm definitely
was a
open to
skill
it.
Test for some of these players to play a matchup that was purposely made difficult.
Yeah.
And we're getting thrown right into the next one with Collusion now, and it's a Diva versus Diva matchup, and the better Diva matters a lot, right? These two players are mainly competing for that position.
Okay, we're right back into it here.
I would say it's very likely Team USA are going to have two tanks. It's
Zera Chronic again, but this time Colluge. PK out, Colluge in.
So this is going to be a very important map.
Yeah, to agree with that. That's kind of my
In terms of hits getting Chronic is better, but Tree got Hanzo real. No, it's pretty even. Chronic seems to be taking over early in this trial, though. Okay, there you go, Lenny. Little 2K. Make it 3. Give him 3, why don't you? Oh, wait, the peel. Wait, the peel from Colluge is nice. Oh, he's dead. Landon and Colluge. Yo, how does... See, this is why, like, this is what Landon does.
That aren't supposed to happen.
All the time on Carry, he does this stuff.
Common occurrence, for sure. And now Freedom. Again, capping the point. Liberty playing for the re-engage. We'll see where they come from. You have Tree on the off angle to the side. I think had to slide away.
They are going to get a contest here from Sugar Free.
And a pulse.
Sugar Free needs to land a big pulse here or something. It's up to him.
What a beautiful angle. He's just going to shoot down behind those boxes. And while they're distracted...
Yeah, maybe someday I'll ask OC if she wants to do something.
Wherever Sugar Free wants to plant it.
Definitely would not mind.
All right, back to point you go. All right, fine. Tree's going to get the kill.
This is where Sugar Free carries. We'll see, Penguin. Rush from Landon. They're going for it. They don't care. The Diva's just perma low. Does have bomb for remake.
They move in and try to pursue during stable, but they just can't find it.
Okay, that buys them some valuable time. Suzu gets burned there from UV.
Yeah, now...
Just pressuring the Diva, I like what Sugar Free's doing here. Beat from Vega. Lucamino doesn't have his quite yet. He needs to live. Oh, he got booped off the map. Vega.
From Vega is the finishing blow, but Hawk and Ultraviolet are able to find some trades.
Yeah, and they're sticking around here. Sugar Free picks up a nice shot.
Lenny, though, kills Vega. They're still winning this.
Yeah, still kind of on the back of the fight. Still alive.
Wow.
Hanging on by a thread.
Oh, the stick!
The pulse.
Oh,
the pulse?
I think it got Suzu'd.
I think the
or TP or something.
Yeah.
The timing must have been like 0.1 seconds on that, but that was very, very close. Such a long fight. A 3-minute.
Yeah, I mean, this has been Hawk's hero for several years. His Diva. One of his signatures.
Another chance to come back in here. That this will probably.
Most people would argue it is the signature for him.
A difficult ult match.
Colluge, what on earth happened there?
From Tree first, and I don't think Freedom can match this because Colluge is dead. And then for the next fight, for the final fight, you're gonna have Chronic coming back in with the overclock that can be countered by an aggressive beat from Lucamino on the side of Liberty. That's the challenge that Freedom need to overcome here.
When will they decide and reveal the roster? I'd say probably sometime in April. That'd be my guess. They extended the deadline recently, so stay tuned.
We're going right up the gun again. No subtlety.
Okay, Lucamino still has beat here, so.
Overclock to try to. This wanted to be the hero.
Oh, they're gonna go for it. They could have maybe just kited that ult, but they're gonna go in. They're getting aggro. Lucamino makes the call. They're not gonna find any kills though. Maybe not the best choice. Oh, and as I say that, good stick on the ground there from Sugar Free. Definitely intended. Definitely.
Doesn't matter.
at 93% to...
I'd say they're most likely
that was
taking
just
2
right winning
tanks.
there. That was just map stopping from the Prodigal Son. Sugar
I'd
Frog
argue it should be
delivers.
Tree and
We're gonna
Zera
go
as the
see
starting
here, but
DPS
they definitely
personally.
have Zera who's surrounded by blue outlines.
But I mean, Chronic,
surviving longer than I anticipated.
he's pretty worthy
Zera's
too for a
in
hit scan.
play. Wait a minute, are you telling me there's a chance? Kalush is down.
Wow,
though.
Liberty
That chance is quickly
end up holding this.
Landon gets hit by the bomb.
I'm
That
impressed.
chance is nothing. Zero chance.
There were a lot of situations where that was looking bad for Liberty, but they held
Really
that.
came down
That's
to that
crazy.
initial fight was Luke Mino's beat. Luke Mino was 5% off of that beat. Unfortunately, that
See,
was
great play after great play, then they
and
don't
one
climb away
mistake
from the
in that
floor
fight.
bomb.
Right then and there.
Yes, Infected main tank player.
There is a pause.
He's basically guaranteed to make the team because there's no other like actual main tank. It's gonna be Hawk and Infected. Like it feels like it's a lock.
Yep.
Don't mind the restart. There's no other impact. The team would still play all the way through the map if they are so eligible, able, whichever.
Yeah, and again, for everyone coming in, we're...
Zera's like really good at Trey too. Like obviously that's like Sugar Free's hero, but Zera's also like literally right there with him. Zera, I think at this point in his career, just maybe a bit more versatile, and I think that's what probably gives him the edge to be the starter.
Yeah, Liberty are going to get their chance to attack the full map.
But like I still don't mind having Lenny just because he's such a veteran. You know, he's already been in the World Cup. It's a lot of experience. You need that. You need leaders. Very important.
From Team Freedom at the start. Just going to make their way the whole way back
I
around.
mean, Infected's good at most tanks. It's just right now Diva's really strong, and that's like one of the only things he can't play.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
Hawk picking up Landon early is huge. That leaves you with just Lucio heals and trying to take this point.
No, definitely not crazy if you think Chronic is better than Tree. He is just as good in these trials.
The powerful spot, the most powerful spot.
I think the ideal USA team could beat whatever the Saudi lineup will beat. I hope so, but I can't tell you with confidence they would, just because like Saudi's at the top of the world right now, you know?
On that initial opening on that high ground through the rotation, and then after that, it was relatively easy for Liberty to flip.
Everyone's a flex tank on this trial list except Infected, basically.
Zero wasn't able to finish
Well,
the kill.
off tank, flex tank, I guess same
Now,
thing.
Freedom have to defend on second, and it's going to be a bit of a slow start here. Usually it's kind of just this really slow neutral.
Yeah, I know, Sugar Free technically is a vet, though. I mean, think about how long he's been playing for.
The corner, you can't really do much if you're Team Liberty, right? So you're just slowly making...
UV and Lucamino did really good on that defense round. They definitely did. I agree.
Ultraviolet, I think the key here for Liberty is that they're head on...
I've been thoroughly impressed with Luke, and it makes me excited to watch him in OWCS.
Is going to be that Kitsu. Just playing it slow. The Tracer's now on the further right side of the map underneath. Zero and Sugar Free.
Flex tank actually used to be what people originally called it.
Yeah, Tree's gonna find a great opener. It's exactly what you needed. This should get you
Like way back in the day.
all the way down this main lane.
Bomb here?
Hawk is kind of in an awkward
Wait.
spot.
Oh, Kaluj has to bomb too now.
Back. Honestly, I can't believe it.
Okay, so a bunch of nothing happened there. Zera's gonna get sniped by UV. Vega kills Lucamino right before beat.
Rush invested. This is gonna even
Hawk is just trying his best to live out here.
Down. And Team Liberty's push is stopped.
Unfortunate death from Lucamino there.
But 200 IQ. A Kitsune rush there from Landon.
Yeah, that was a very weird fight. Kind of played out strangely.
Yeah, Sugar Free do beat Thanos on his signatures.
Team Liberty coming back in with a pretty nice advantage. That being
Yeah, off tanks used to play some DPS, occasionally even some support.
You're gonna want to beat for that, so.
Back when being a diva main was considered the most secure job in the league. Oh yeah.
Up to the high ground for Tree. He's just gonna go right after Chronic.
Tree's starting to wake up here. It's been a lot of Chronic so far. He's played pretty well.
There's no remix shenanigans around here. Beautiful.
This is what I mean though. That has been the beauty of this hit scan battle.
At any given moment.
Tree and Chronic just go back and forth depending on the map.
To use both the overclock and the beat, but I think it's worth it for Liberty putting themselves in a position where they win one more and they can.
Can they touch this? They don't.
And Team Freedom have to contest. Kaluj already half HP.
Imagine they full hold them and then they cap with like
just decide
4 minutes.
Not going for that fight. I suppose with no ult bank, it's.
What's up, Ritzy?
And
Mr. Days and Flexbar to play Bastion and Hog. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Cycle back to be in an even macro. Yeah, it's a beautiful play here from Sugar Free and Tree in this neutral push. And this will march them right on into point C.
All right, both teams have to play it.
Yep, Flex Support played a lot of Hog on Junkertown and in the playoff meta that year.
To start, it'll be pretty slow.
Hog and Bastion on Junkertown, it happened.
And it goes for now.
I miss those days sometimes, man.
Blinks off the map. Recalls
Good times.
Has the pulse in hand. Is he gonna go for it here? I don't think it's worth it just yet. You don't have the Kitsune out.
Oh, yeah, I think just having to use their recall, but they can.
I think Vega Landon makes the most sense for the backline, personally. I don't hate any of the options. I just think, like, if we're talking best odds to win, I think Landon Vega makes the most sense.
Vega that beats a little bit ahead. Okay.
A little bit of a Hawk feed.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a Hawk feed. So, kind of needlessly having to use the self-destruct early.
Yeah, Tree definitely provides a bit more flexibility, that's for sure. But how much will that matter? That's the question.
Out of Zero and company. We'll say it is traded and things are getting interesting. Now with the Kitsune rushes down, Team Liberty are finding an edge as they will corner Kaluge here. There's no way you make it out of there alive.
Oh,
right.
Tree dies to the bomb.
Zero looking to take down the Kiriko, not able to pressure that fully just yet. Get marked out by Sugar Free now too. Has to try and live.
Yeah, no, I just have a preference for Landon over UV.
Trying to stabilize.
Am I going to be mad if UV makes the team instead? Not at all. But I think Landon I prefer. Personally, who's Ana's better between you? Oh, UV's Ana is significantly better, but Kiriko is just like, she's not going away. Let's be realistic. Blizzard would rather end the game, like just take it offline, than nerf Kiriko.
The back and forth has been unbelievable. Hawk finding a kill out of Kaluge, speaking of back and forth, and that might just be the beginning of the end of this defense. Cart starting to roll forward. Well, last second hold. Zero's recall force. No more cooldowns.
Wow,
no more
Liberty
Vega,
just dominate.
No more contest.
Oh, there's been plenty of standout performers, Sloth. Chronic's been red hot to start.
So very impressive performance.
Yeah. You know, full hold followed by a 2 minute and 15 second.
But they did nerf her. Yeah, not nearly enough. That's for sure.
Looking good.
Yeah. A few silly mistakes here and there, I think, but I would like to highlight that first point hold, but also
maybe Lenny doesn't lose every map today.
As well. Not only
maybe
hold that first point for so long, but also just defensively, right? Or offensively, being able to approach that point and just win it on the first fight, flip the map so effectively. I think that was really nice. Very good.
Which part of you say has been kind of disappointing? I definitely point towards Sugar Free. Day 2, he did a bit better, but I think overall he's been a little bit more quiet than I anticipated.
Things absolutely kind of been flying by the seat of our pants here. We saw this tree pop off.
I think Finland will be good too, though. Don't sleep on your own team. That's all I'm going to say. They played really well in 2023. I could see them being good again.
Gain some space into point C.
Yeah, I'd also like to.
The main factor is just the Diva diff. Yeah, that has to do with it.
Between Hawk and Kaluge, because it definitely.
Kaluge washed? I don't know at this point. I mean, he's trying to make a comeback.
I'm not gonna lie. When Hawk has the Diva bomb ready to go,
I feel like hit skins, 2 hit skins is too much. I agree.
He kind of forces them out of itself.
It's a little too much. You just gotta pick one.
It's a very risky way of playing the Diva. I would say if you look at another Diva player, one of the best Diva players.
I feel like Sweden will be the Finland of World Cup 2026. There's a lot of sleeper countries this year. I'm excited.
Just goes in there. I think Hawk was very aggressive that map in particular.
Yeah, that's also true. Kaluge was not really the Diva specialist.
At this level with these 12 players, I don't think simply not making mistakes.
I don't believe so, Sky. I believe Liquid's getting a emergency signing. Double hit skin metas are even more rare than double main support. Yeah, that's for sure.
Both players have returned.
You just don't play double hit scan. It's just not a thing.
Like basically look like they haven't missed a beat. And so I think just simply going through the status quo, like simply doing. I think
US could be top 3. I think so too. I think they have a shot of being in the bronze medal match.
I like the brass that Hawk is showing, and just try to make a play. Sometimes you got to go in and make a play and make.
What do you think's gonna happen with China?
On their lips, you know.
Realistically, they'll have a lot of the same guys.
And going into the next map, we're gonna have the same composition. It's gonna be
Honestly,
more of a
take
Diva
most of the
traditional
players
which I think is interesting, and it makes
that
sense
they
because
currently
Diva
have
has been
on
so strong for so long at this
Weibo,
point
and that's
that when you
basically
well
it.
test this composition, it's safe to say Lucio
Just
Kirill
like
is
support,
probably
they're gonna have to
strong.
figure
It's
out.
safe to say that Diva's
Because I don't know if
probably
Monk and
strong, and then Sojourn and Tracer, I think, are
Xerneas or whatever his name is now
just
are
testing
gonna
these
want to
players
play.
on a very, generalized composition that you're gonna
The
see
drama with
at least
Monk is like he
pieces
like
of it
crashed
in
out on
whatever
his stream
composition
saying that
are
like
played
him
at
and
one time.
Xerneas were miserable by the end of the year. Like they just didn't want to play with Shy and all those guys anymore. From what I've heard.
Through doing all of that, I have seen this comp so
Choose a
many
legendary
times, and I
Pokemon,
started
real.
calling it the fundamental. This is just straight up your fundamental Overwatch 2 comp. Like, well, since we added the 2, like over the course of the past 3 years, this is the fundamental comp.
Ooh,
right here.
infected. He's gonna play some Diva. Oh, Mew. That's right. His name's Mew now. See, I freaking forget always because he's always changing it. His name's Mew.
Yeah.
Or no, he changed it to Mewtwo now, I think, right? Isn't it Mewtwo?
Choices for this map because this is going to be very interesting. We probably have, I would say, Painkiller, who's kind of the underdog here in terms of tank trials. Definitely coming in, and you have 2 other really, really good off-tank hero pool players. You have Kaluge, you have Hawk that you're competing against. Painkiller is a very, very good Diva player though, and then you have Infected.
What's next, Palkia? Imagine.
Not the Diva, and definitely kind of the rest of the hero pool. But we're gonna see Infected.
Ah, yes, the Mew
so,
Ajax
again,
on
this
map
is kind of a
5.
demonstration of Infected's flexibility here.
Yeah, I'm actually disappointed he didn't go for Zygarde. He just went straight to Mew.
Of the 4 that we see, like these 2 are a little bit more of the next generation of Overwatch esports, right? Neither of these 2 played in Overwatch
Oh,
League.
okay.
Both are
Back to the Chronic show. They went Chronic first map tree, second, back to Chronic. Popping off
Chronic
here.
with a beautiful opener. Seems to be the name of the game. I mean, this has been...
Chronic may have a pretty good time here because he's playing Infected on the Diva, and he's still learning this hero.
I like that angle on the wide side a little bit better. Yeah, stairs is really, really, really nice.
See, the thing though with Saudi Arabia is they might be able to pick up a non-Saudi to be their main support because of the new rules they have in place. Like, if your team doesn't make it through the Conference Cup, your country, you're technically eligible.
Yeah.
Oh, Painkiller goes the way to spawn and kills Ultraviolet. All right. That works. It's a good play.
I think it kind of goes back to you got it.
LeBronic versus Tree Curry is amazing. I love that.
I don't hate it at all.
As a basketball guy, I love that.
Get out. They're looking a little aggressively positioned here as the rotation.
Pretty sure Saudi's gonna get Admiral. That would be busted if they got that. They don't want to though. I mean, we'll see. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, PK's playing this pretty well. Close to the Kitsune. Landon's gonna pop it. Liberty push forward. Zera has the pulse now, could potentially come into play, but I think Freedom are just going to kite this. They can't fight that outright. Ultraviolet close to the Kitsune doesn't have it just yet, but that's going to be the re-engage tool for Freedom. It's their turn up next.
They're going to circle
Freedom contest, so they are going to get there.
A little bit of a lead on Soundbarrier as well if they need it here. Try to flip this.
But can they actually like find a kill here instead of just struggling on point? They get the flip, but
fall back downstairs.
This looks like a good disengage from Liberty though. But never mind, they lose Vega last second. Sugar Braun with 2, both supports.
Just 2 clips your backline. I'm gonna go back to the question I asked.
I gotta respect Infected always using Boston skins. You know, there's a very specific reason for that, right, Penguin?
I'm not sure. I mean, personally, I'm kind of a supporter of the 3 DPS line. And I think there's a world where Zera and Sugarfree could both...
You know what, Calyx Coach KSA? I do, yeah.
Both these players are so good. Both of them are so good at Tracer, too. But Sugarfree in particular, I mean, Tracer is kind of his character.
Yep, because it's his name. He uses Boston skins because his name is Boston.
This is going to be a beat overclock combo. And it's kind of just got messy. The fight's moved out.
Good little dive there.
Kind of the bar fight.
I don't think it's going to matter, though.
Into the public. Things are getting a little
especially with Luca going down.
Able to find a kill and try to regroup here. Is Team Liberty or see if they can pull their
UB said they won't. All right, well, I'll believe him then. If it's coming from him, then yeah.
Gets booped, unable to touch onto the point, and PK takes UV out of the fight. This is gonna take Infected very.
I mean, they could
well.
always just put Haku on the team and call it a day, I suppose. But who knows? You know, Saudi's got a deep scene. Maybe they'll find someone new. Maybe they'll find a new random main support. Oh, D-Mag there. Oh, they got point. Hi, Shifter.
Yeah.
Loot your left. I'm with you, PK. The one. Okay. Come back. Come back. No. Come point.
I fucked. Yeah.
Hey, Roka. Yeah, they use.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Now going into the next fight. Liberty have set themselves up well. Vega close to the beat. Lukemino a little bit behind there. Lukemino's going to have to catch up if it means a potential win for Freedom. Liberty just need to not mess up their support ults, which that can happen, so you have to be careful about that.
Try to get Lane in a good position. It's gonna be UV. He drops there. Kitsune first. He's traded. Both rushes are very well.
Just got word back. You can apply for Canada trials. Do it, Phantom. Do it.
Fly back. That is gonna be the pick. The sound barrier from Vega comes in late to that fight.
I think Jinmu will play for China. Never say never.
Timing from Vega, honestly. I don't think it get any better than that. I was a little
My
risky,
locks,
honestly.
Infected, Hawk,
I think it's fine.
and Vega.
Now Freedom coming back in with their own beat. For Liberty, the best thing that they can do is force this beat early. That way they actually have...
I think we could actually pick a flex sport for the match to start. I've heard they're allowed to.
Freedom. They're flipping the full map just to reach point without having their beat forced. That's the whole reason.
Canada's in a weird spot. I don't really know what's going to happen with them, honestly. Don't forget about me. I'm a lock. Oh, yeah. Ego's experience, too. Also a lock for the team.
Shouldn't last much longer. Painkiller just gonna buy as much percentage as they can.
Okay. Now just the cleanup. Zero could potentially find a exit.
Tree, though.
Not able to. Tree cleans things up, has the overclock ready to go, and this overclock's gonna be dangerous. No beat to match it.
Just a tough uphill battle, though, for Freedom here.
Matchup. Pressure on each
PK's just got so much more experience on Diva than Infected.
Infected probably gonna back off here soon.
Realistically, though, Infected's never going to have to worry about playing Diva in the World Cup,
Initial kill didn't even need the overclock for that.
barring any unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah, that's a great catch.
But it still does help to get the practice in for Team Liquid, I suppose. Even though they have Kaluj.
Second flashpoint, so now Team Freedom really set themselves up, just put their back against the wall and win another.
Now, Canada got some players from Dildux, though.
Even a shift low.
Diva 1.
Seeker, too, maybe? I don't know if he's involved. Seeker, technically.
We can keep fighting here. Keep shooting.
Please
They're
cast
down.
that touch.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
try,
can
don't
make
try,
a
don't try,
Clear
don't try,
C.
don't try.
Clear C.
I'm on Jern.
Even a shift.
I'm on Jern, so.
I'm living.
I'm trying.
I'm backing.
I
So
backed
just
him
set.
up.
Oh, he might get
Okay, okay.
demagged. He's get demagged.
I'm holding. I'm going right.
Right side. Right side. I'm gonna chase.
He gets the remag.
Come on,
I'm on
play.
Jern.
Okay.
I'm
Turn
Kirsten. Kirsten.
Run.
I'm behind them. I can push in too. They're
I can
pushing
do
you
that.
guys. He left.
Oh, nice ult by Landon. Oh, that's a tough loss there. Losing Luke there
I
sucks.
can touch. We can win.
Yeah, I have Fury. I have Fury.
Oh, yeah, I saw Logix. He's going to play again. My goat Logix.
They're pushing.
Oh, that's, yeah, no, that's a Liberty point if I've ever seen one.
They're going to go for it. Infected falls quite
That
low.
was an insane
Perfect
stick.
falls.
Wait,
Undefinied control.
Lenny,
Moore finds the second.
I don't think it's enough, but Lenny time.
That pulse was from downtown too. Still, it's not done. I mean, Painkiller in here fighting back. We'll claim an important pick onto Luke.
I love how Logix just like always returns for World Cup. It's like Masa. Masa will answer the call too, guaranteed. Like these guys come back just for fun, and then they go back to what they're doing. I freaking love it.
Freedom backed up against a wall, but again, remember it.
Can we get Mangachu back? Shout out Mangachu. Team Canada used to be goated back in the day. Sugar-free agilities, the XQC, no.
Before they can engage, Zero set up in behind.
Crimzo, like they were loaded.
Scouted by Sugar-free, and that means Zero's gonna have to give up this position, or at least chill a little bit.
Somebody ready. Team Freedom trying to set up for this engage. All right, there's the push in.
Penguin, that's crazy.
Looks like they caught Zero in a corner there for a moment. PK actually.
Oh my stick! Yo, that's dirty.
Well. Never mind about your bait. Zero knew exactly who to hunt down.
Who do you think will play DPS? Probably Tree, Zera, Sugar Free. Probably.
Yeah, you get rid of Lucmino, that means Freedom don't have their win condition, and that is a cap for Liberty. Freedom have to come back in here, and Lucmino's gonna have to live. Best opening ult for each team is gonna be that overclock. Team Liberty looking to bait out that beat from Lucmino early. Freedom will see if they can rotate again to try and like get themselves into a position where it's easier to.
That 2017 Canada World Cup team was kind of crazy though.
Right up the gut.
They got second. Their backline was like Rolf Joe Meister, and they got second. It's like amazing that they got so far. I think it's because like XQC was in his prime, and like Surefour and Agilities were really good back then.
Out of it, but the rest of the team has come up with the goods.
All right, solid fight there. Now Freedom gonna have the Kitsune.
For me, Landon gets the flex support nod. That's where I'm at.
Kind of having resources of their own to use here. Liberty are gonna have.
Let's see if Liberty can actually get a point on the board here, though. Come on.
Compared to Freedom, at least, don't have the remake available.
How Sugar Free versus Zero looked. Zera definitely has been the better of the two, I think most people would say. I'm doing good, Yukazu. Thank you. Thanks for asking. We're just vibing. We're vibing watching some USA trials, baby.
I think you might leave Chronic up on that high ground. There's gonna be a sound barrier, and everybody just rushes all the way to the back line where UV has dropped a Kitsu. Still, PK and Landon find a pair. 5v3 traded out.
I think Lenny's played well this map. It's just like his team's getting rolled.
We still have, it's 80% on the board. Freedom are still control of the objective. There's finally the flip.
In fact, they was able to live there. Re-engage for Freedom is very much in the cards. Lucmino could also build up to B. I mean, both teams are like wanting to get.
If Crimzo joined Team Canada 1 year earlier, probably no difference. I'll be honest with you.
It's perfect. Oh my goodness, that was given to him. That was free.
Had time to just set that one up to line it up, to pull out the ruler and the protractor. Suddenly that beautiful hold here from Freedom, although Sugar Free is going to answer.
Hey man, I wouldn't mind having Lenny on the team to play some sim if it calls for it. If he's good enough on her, then I'll take it.
All right, Sugar Free, can you take on the whole team?
Got to account for all of the possibilities. All right, so this looks like a Liberty W. We're going to play the rest of the maps here, the rest of the rounds on this map.
It's slowly losing that armor on point while Painkiller pushes the back line of Freedom. It's not looking great. Infected's dead. Tree has to back away. And that's 3 flags.
Very excited for Crazy Raccoon versus Yetta. Yeah, it's going to be a banger, hopefully. Can't wait to wake up and then it's just like a complete blowout. That's what'll happen, because it's supposed to be good, so it won't be.
Zero Sugar Free matchup is really starting to steal the show for me here on Suravasa. Those pulses have been spectacular. Like, I just want to see more of that.
Junk Bucket the Sim Pioneer.
That, Sugar Free wasn't.
I mean, not totally. I mean, like, Saudi were already pretty good at sim beforehand, I'd say, but he definitely helped to refine it further.
You gotta remember that.
Good beat from Lucmino. Vega doesn't quite have his yet. Liberty's gotta live. He's gonna use it, and okay, Painkiller just barely got that. He gets it though. He's in the LOS. Clean, but he still dies.
He should have had a little bit of fear. And now Tree, overclock, wants to try and close this out for Freedom. Could potentially win this even through Vega's beat. Oh, a free Kiriko. Look at that. Free Candy. Finds the kill.
I didn't know True is capable of losing in these traps. Oh, he definitely is. Chronic's giving him a run for his money every single map.
Not the case.
No, it was a really good play from Lucmino. Lucmino actually gets in and finds the headshots onto Chronic and shuts down their overclock, kind of freeing up Tree to not have to worry about, you know, the other hit scan. I mean, you're just free to.
I mean, hey, Penguin.
Chronic
not flexible
angry,
or flexible, doesn't matter. You guys still won 2 medals. That's more than a majority of countries to ever play in the Overwatch World Cup, so.
Sugarfree's got to get back from spawn. Died very, very early on. Lucmino close to the beat. Lucmino, please do not die close to another beat. You can't do this to me another time. You gotta live a little bit longer. Run, Lucmino.
Just want the meta to completely move away from Sim. Well, at least Sim's not super relevant right now.
Engage, Painkiller, pretty low.
Korea Day 1 is tomorrow, yes.
Oh my goodness, Painkiller's 1 HP. That's crazy.
Literal one. Yeah, man.
All right, be at the ready here for Luke. Vega nowhere close. Got a good advantage here for Team Freedom to maybe take a round, get an aggro. I like it. Can we find a kill of any kind? One on the back end.
Back on point though. Team Liberty.
They get the flip, but it's not going to matter.
They flip the point, but they lose too many reinforcements.
All right, can Liberty come back here? Freedom might actually have a point that they can get. Sugar Free takes down Zira. Painkiller in a really tough spot. Not gonna go for the remake, just gonna give it up here. Freedom.
Yeah.
Take a flash.
They got a point.
That was good.
They did it.
It was like Liberty tried to rotate around from the Freedom aggression, and not everybody got the memo. Like it was like Painkiller got back to point, like, hey, where'd everybody go?
Yeah. Now we'll see. It looks like Freedom might have the positional advantage to start. Oh, they definitely will. That's nice. And Tree's gonna have the overclock.
On the real though, those Canada teams that won medals played some banger games. They like reverse swept Australia. They had like a crazy game. I think it was against Sweden. They had that third place match against UK. That was really close.
Again, you know, Vega doesn't have the beat. Liberty just kiting. Oh, Painkiller's pushing back in. Painkiller, where are we going?
Yeah, that's one of those bold.
Nice snipe there from Chronic. He's on the move. He's just sliding around. He's hitting the shots. Another big one from Chronic. And the pulse bomb eat from PK. Sheesh, Chronic.
All right, Painkiller also ate the pulse there. That's solid. So that was really fun.
That
Chronic,
was fun.
Yeah, using the Diva Bomb as cover to slide the whole way in to find the kill. That was cool.
That was brilliant leapfrogging.
Yeah.
Yeah, you catch Tree, try to duck cover. You know, oh.
Painkiller scared me a little bit though.
I loved it. I loved it. You got to be bold. I like some gall, and Painkiller showed us some gall. We're gonna have double support us. Luke Mino still.
I think Winston blocking Shatter is one of the funniest interactions out there.
All right, Tree has the shot. Painkiller's gonna go pretty aggressive.
I mean, hey, the break stun cheese worked. Am I right?
Now,
you do what works.
Painkiller right on top of him. Kitsune's down for both teams.
Honestly, no, I'm going to add on to that. It was the Brig stun cheese plus fusions being very, very loud.
Keep that in mind. Remake 4 infected. Still alive. Both teams have beat. Are Freedom going to keep pushing this, or are they going to wait a little bit?
Winton protect, indeed.
Liberty, if they win this fight, they take the point. That's map.
Oh!
We're going to get both of our sub-areas in.
Come on, Freedom. What a fight here. Let's go.
Picking up one. 0 with the pole.
They're out of resources, though. Lenny, we need Lenny time here.
On that back line. Meanwhile, Sugar Free gets killed number 2 in the fight. Sugar Free hunting down.
Oh, okay. Nice follow-up from Boston there. Let's go.
And, I mean, I realize Team Free.
When do the Korea matches start? You'll have to look at your time zone. It's tonight for Americans. Slash like very early morning.
Zira's had some impressive pulses, but generally Sugar Free, I think in the neutral has looked really, really good. And then also Ultraviolet has been getting.
Big remember XQC simultaneously blocking a fire ult and dropping a pulse bomb on someone in a match. Yeah, he's just goated like that. I guess.
Yeah, they're going top right. They're going top right.
Yeah, I'm back, man.
So, could walk right. I can ult.
Yeah.
Here's some comms.
2, 1. I'm pushing.
Push.
Look.
Good call. Good call.
There we go.
We're running in. Train.
Okay, try one.
Battle of the OWCS, net neutral.
Oh, okay, nice fight.
Cure one.
One. Throw one.
Okay, they're bringing it back. They're gonna win it. All right. Well.
Okay. Yeah, Tree
gain some momentum there at the end of the map, at least.
Just taking over the lobby.
That was good. Yeah, both Tree and Chronic. It's so much closer than I thought it would be, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it definitely feels like both of these players are a bit newer to the tier 1 scene, at least, in terms of like years of experience, right? And they're relatively equivalent, but both of them are so good. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Again, the staff. I do not envy the staff. We are all winners.
When is roster decided? Next month.
Amazing players just pop off and play each other and swap around. And we get to see these wonderful different combinations and how they perform in different situations. Like we are truly
Penguin,
privileged.
You've made me not want to trust Lifeweaver ever again with the things you've done to me. All these players are so good. I don't know how you narrowed it down. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy.
Like, I'm just enjoying the show here at this point. I can't even begin to speculate.
I do not envy the situation the coaches are in.
The decisions they're gonna make. when the time comes to pick 7 of these 12.
Yeah.
I just hope they can deliver and win a game on the big
with
stage, you know? That's all you can ask
I
for.
do think it was a bit of an easier
USA
matchup
doesn't
because,
have
you know,
much.
Painkiller's up against Infected, who isn't exactly
They have
a
one
specialist or anything.
year where they actually won
I
games
think
in the
big
round
thing
of
with
8,
Infected was
so
that he was likely relying on
that'd
his
just be so
strong
nice
and
to get another W on the board, compete in a medal
and
match.
Painkiller definitely has the better mechanics, right? So you've got 2 different playstyles there of the D.Va. Painkiller getting much more aggressive. I feel like Infected was playing just
A
very
Rhine
textbook
bunker
D.Va, and was
meta.
just, like, trying to play around the rest of the team.
God.
So the differences there
Okay,
are
bro.
showing, and I think Painkiller
Whatever,
has better
Penguin, whatever.
which is good.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick little intermission here before we
Intermission
set up our
time.
second block. Kind of get set up into the second half of these trials. So, you know what? Hydrate, stretch, get some fresh air if you can. Don't go far. We come back. We're going to Rialto. We'll see you here for map 4 in a minute.
Oh, I just saw, speaking of hydrate, Santa Pig redeemed a hydrate, so gotta drink that water. No, please don't bring back old Larissa. Have mercy on me. Honestly, I think the only hard part for me with Team USA right now is, like, deciding if I'd prefer to have Chronic or Tree. Just because I think Chronic has been so impressive in these trials. He deserves a fair shout. Speaking of hydrate, where's my main tank hydration? That's a crazy pull. Hydration, the man, the myth, the legend. Who do I have making the team? So I've said this a lot, but I think that right now the guarantees have got to be Infected, Hawk, Vega. For me personally, Landon's the flex support, and then I'd say Zera, flex DPS. Hitscan is like the one thing where I still feel like the verdict can be out. It's 7 slots.
Oh yeah, also what happened on Lijiang was, I thought I told my girlfriend, the specific times that she couldn't
production team?
but she's been going through shit, so...
Production team!
I have, like, the ringtone really loud.
Production! There we go. Also, a cool detail about the World Cup this year, chat. The group stage are going to be held in Korea, like it's going to be an offline LAN. Well, not like offline as in you can't watch it, but like they're going to play on LAN is what I mean. Any major streamers competing? Frogger's trying out for Australia, I heard, so that's one. I'm honestly a little bummed that it's in Korea, because that means that I probably can't co-stream it. That's just, it's too, like, the times, like, it just doesn't work out for me, man. I miss when they held the groups in, like, different locations. Oh, did Frogger decline the spot? Rip. Because I remember, like, way back in the day, they used to have, like, each group at a different venue. Like, I can distinctly remember, like, USA and Canada playing, I think, in California or something like that. I remember Korea playing against Finland somewhere. It might have been in Korea, could have been somewhere else, somewhere in Asia. I miss when they did that. I guess now it's just all in one place, huh? You're muted, Bull Skunk. But yeah, like, I'm excited, but also not excited that Korea gets to have the groups. Cool venue, but I can't watch it live, that means. Sag.
That we have here in these lobbies today.
Right. Yeah, we've got older players and younger players. We've got experienced players and less experienced players. We've got the whole variety. And we also, again, we talked about it earlier at the start of stream, but Kaluge and Ultraviolet are the players that competed for USA in 2023. So we have some return.
Yeah, China and Saudi Arabia auto-qualify.
Who is also in the coaching staff, was also part of the coaching staff for 2020.
Okay, so what do we got here? So we're back to PK versus Hawk. We've seen Kaluge like one time today, so that's pretty telling, I think. Hawk's played like every map, it feels like, besides like one. So it's gonna be the Genji mirror again. The Chronic Tree just stuck on Sojourn Jail. They've played it the entire night. Sucks to be them. Let's see if Lenny can get it going on the Genji here. Didn't perform the greatest on him yesterday.
And now I think we should talk about compositions, because again, the coaches are picking the compositions for today. It's another mirror matchup, and this time it's the same composition we've been seeing these past few maps, except for that flex DPS position. Zera and Sugarfree now playing the Genji. And this is a much more kind of like aggressive and direct composition. There's a bit less emphasis on like taking angles and controlling angles, and a bit more on directly pressuring that opposing Sojourn. Angles are still important, of course, but Genji cannot take angles and control space the same way that Tracer can, right? And then also when you're talking about these player specialties, this is where Zera has to shine, right? Yeah. Because that Genji is where Zera kind of became known. Especially during that Malga meta initially with Nightmare. Back during that period when Zera was becoming more and more known as a player. And then, you know, of course, getting signed to Team Liquid later on stage 2. And now Tree, up on the high ground, has a good position.
That's a quick sound barrier from Luke Mina. Wow. He farmed that. You can press the aggression here. That is a 1 HP Genji, but Zera's going to pay for it with his life, actually. No one else was there to help him. So in spite of getting the quick sound barrier, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, for sure. Just a very aggressive opening. With Mino using that straight off the bat. I think it was just the confidence of...
I remember that RM, the France group stage. It was like France versus UK. I remember the crowd pop-offs.
Maybe. I wonder if Freedom are waiting for that overclock, trying to bait the beat and then kite that out. Not sure. But
is Genji a normal play for Sugarfree? Yeah.
They are on this initial kind of
it's one of his signature characters. But Zera, it also happens to be one of his, so it kind of evens out. All right, both teams just popping the rush. The blade is not quite going to connect that. Lucio, okay, they are going to eventually find him, but he did stall that. And it's enough to trade Lucio's.
Bloodhound senses of Sugarfree. Oh, it's a trade of Lucio's. You take the Vega sound barrier out of this fight. Might be an opportunity to see Freedom here, but PK denied a remake. Never mind.
Uh-oh, yeah, that is a really unfortunate way to die for Painkiller. That's very unfortunate. And again, for Painkiller in the D.Va versus D.Va mirror, Hawk is going to be a more difficult opponent. And again, we were talking about Hawk's very aggressive playstyle. I think it mirrors what Painkillers is trying to do.
Okay, so Luke Mino has almost gotten another beat here, but suddenly we're down to just 45 seconds.
To the top level.
Not that many, like, actual fights have gone on. Been a very slow approach from both sides here. Advantage, though, potentially here for Freedom, because now Luke Mino is finally going to have a sound barrier coming up. Can use it for this next fight. Hawk remix there, oh my god. Stage 1 for Korea starts tonight.
But is able to back out safely. 15 seconds to go.
The Hawk remech and Spawn. Now Freedom rushing to make their
engagement beat.
Another aggressive beat from Luke.
You gotta find something this time, though. Again, you just...
Again, Liberty kite it perfectly.
Wow.
They expected that for sure.
0 for 2 on those engagement sound barriers, and Painkiller got demacked.
Credit landed on that one. That might just be the end of this push. Zero looking to be the hero. Dashes through Vega. OT's going. Your backline is going the wrong direction. Zero claims.
It feels like whatever team has Hawk on Diva just wins. Can't lie to you.
Definitely seemed like Freedom couldn't even find an opening. They didn't know how to open these fights. I'm not sure if I necessarily agreed with the ult usage there. Like, for example,
a little premature with those aggressive beats.
It's just risky to go for that. Like, opening with something like Overclock might have been a better decision, especially for that second fight. You know, going with something along those lines. But either way, I think there we also got to see kind of that gap between Hawk and Painkiller. And that's a gap that Painkiller is going to have to overcome in these trials, and that he's been trying to overcome. It's not easy at all. It's an incredibly tall task.
You're talking about beating a legend at their absolute best hero.
Yeah, I mean, Hawk has been playing Diva in the Overwatch League. He's been around for a long time.
Since Painkiller was in diapers, you know? I mean, it's been a while.
Since Painkiller was in diapers is crazy.
Also, I mean, it is a risky play. Circling back around to the Luke Mino sound barriers, we did swap sides, which means we're swapping colors, by the way. So it is Liberty now on the attack. Hawk, and that you're not crazy. I know it's a bit unusual, which is just the thing we have to do for the scrim code.
Truthfully, he's in there. Oh wow, he's dead.
And neither of the Luke Mino sound barriers were you able to get a kill. It's so high risk because it's such an important ultimate.
Yeah, and also this fight opens with Sugar Free going for the setup dash a little too early and gets punished for that, but then Tree just dies to a random kunai from Landon. That's Landon's special, right? Okay.
How does he always do it?
Randomly at the start of the fight.
Landon's just a beast on this hero, bro.
And now you're gonna have Freedom just backing off. They have to play it slow, and that's great.
He makes the impossible possible when he gets to play Kiri.
A great overgeneralization, but I think a lot of the ways that I've always thought about these two flex support players is Landon is such a big brain player, very good comms, very good idea, very good engagements, and UV is typically the mechanical god, you know, where I think if just can hit all the shots. Man, Landon has been clicking heads here today, is now very low though, backing away. His team.
Do they restart maps? Yeah, they for the scrim code that they use, yeah, like at the end of the round they restart it. So that way, like, you can play the entire map. Like, even though they got full health, you can still play the entire map. For practice purposes, how does he find that kill? How does he thread the needle there?
Nice kill on the way out there from Chronic.
Indeed.
Now, Team Liberty just looking for that reset, playing it slow. They're going to have to get the Kitsune before they really think about engaging here, at least in my personal opinion. It'd be best if they didn't go the aggressive beat route, but it kind of looks like Vega wants to. I'm a little concerned.
Don't do it. He's doing it.
Oh, yeah.
However, the follow-up from Liberty is significantly better than Freedom. This is what Freedom were unable to do on their attack. Like, this is how you do it.
Oh my, you just got so much value. That's how you beat Blade Engage right there.
Does Landon live with VP?
Yeah, that's surprising, though,
we talked about it. I
really thought that
don't
Freedom were trying to
think so. I
I
could be wrong, though.
Liberty's defense, but that wasn't the case. They just tried to fight it straight up with the Kitsu, which I don't think was a great idea, because at that point you're not going to get the Luke Mino beat, you're going to get run down. It was a decision for sure, though. I think that made the fight a lot harder for Freedom, and now that's first point for Liberty. Chronic's going to have the overclock to engage next fight with Mino, the beat to match that, so we'll see. It's just a bit of a slow neutral to begin. Sugar Free.
What up, Vulcan?
Looking to just charge the blade. You don't really need to overthink it too much. Painkiller's in a pretty aggressive spot already, though. Just sitting top right. Is he gonna back off at all? No, still holding that. And now Hawk's gonna just back off. It's just a battle over this high ground.
DK is staying stubborn with it. OC from the tree, rotating around the corner. Hawk is going to drop that egg of a bomb right on the point. Kitsune rush out of landed. Doesn't really make it around this corner, but Luke Mino's going to pop.
Oh, he needed one more swipe. Oh, he's going for it. This is a choice. A choice has been made. This is a very weird place to be fighting. I don't know about that one.
Down the Genji after overextending with the blade, and this defense is scampering.
Okay. Yeah, now Liberty. They're gonna have to get a few of their players back in here, but it shouldn't take them too long. Big thing, and a lot of pressure is gonna be onto Vega here to build up this beat. In comparison to
yes, they did fix the kill feed bug.
Slower than Kitsu, so Ultraviolet's gonna have this soon.
I think Austria could be a dark horse this year. I'm not too familiar with Austria's talent pool, to be honest with you.
They are able to get this cart around the corner. That's a really good strategy. Kind of secure high ground and denies opportunities and options for the defense. UV being very conservative with this Kitsu. They're not dropping it in too soon. They're going to get it positioned around the corner.
Clutch beat from Vega. Wow. Perfect.
That's going to be enough to fend off that Kitsune rush. Nicely played and a perfectly timed sound barrier out of Vega once again.
Yeah, Vega built it in time. And
Vega just looks better on the Lu than Lucamino. Lucamino shines at times, but you can tell Vega's just more consistent.
Team Liberty on track to potentially full cap this map. Really solid performance here on Rialto, and I also want to point out that it's Sugar Free on Genji and it's Zera on Genji, and Zera is kind of struggling with Team Freedom right now, so I will say the full team's performance obviously isn't relative to the individual's performance, but it is interesting to see.
Wish I could see Yuvina, Ana, or Wu Yang. You know, it's actually interesting you bring up Ana. We've seen like none of her in these scrims on any of the days.
In particular that has decided these fights.
Team Chile could honestly make it out of the NA group in the online qualifier.
Now, speaking of ult, usage thrown right at the back door. This is going to be Sugar Free pulling out the katana, but perfectly blocked. Zera had a sword of their own. Jumps up.
Linkser, the GOAT. Finland's gift to esports. The front runner between Zera and Sugar Free, for me, Zera. I think he's just done a bit more to impress.
As long as you can. Hawk might go for the remake. There it is, Lugmino finishes the kill. Not gonna get it. Not today, Hawk. Would have been funny though.
That would have been hilarious. That would have been par for the course. Anyway.
Yeah, now I'm looking at this Sojourn duel again. It's just you have these fights where neither team has beat. Both teams have overclock. Okay, Chronic. Okay.
I think on 2 of the 3 days, Zera has just looked noticeably better. I think on day 2, Sugar Free held his own, and he's had some moments on Tracer, but when it's not the Tracer mirror, like Zera just seems to be a little bit better. Yeah, the flexibility absolutely favors Zera. Besides Echo for some reason, Sugar Free actually was really good on Echo.
A defensive Kitsune rush out of UV. Painkiller's still out of mech, so bit of a disadvantage from Freedom, and Team Liberty kite it away successfully, looking to return with their own.
Not Sim. Sugar Free is a better Sim.
You gotta build. You gotta build. You gotta build. Both teams close to beat as well. Take a look at that, but Painkiller's gonna die.
Oh, Lenny. Speaking of Lenny, he's cleaning it up. 3.
Ultraviolet. There's the neutral.
Wow.
Have a chance. Yeah, there you go, though. Perfect stuff. Good finish from Sugar Free. That's Rialto, and that's a full cap.
I don't know if there's an official English broadcast for the Korea matches. I usually watch the VODs on the OWCS Japan channel for Korea.
Maybe the most standout player in the lobby.
I mean, yeah, he's looked very, very good today. And I'm also impressed because apparently, you know, he had a tummy ache right before map 1 started. So
a tummy ache,
right? It's the rebound from the tummy ache.
I mean, you figure like genuinely that could be distracting. Like you're not playing at your, you know, like you're not at 100% focus, right? No, apparently Sugar Free is unfazed, unflappable.
Should also watch Unturned Commander X. Yeah,
He was
No
good.
official broadcast, but they always co-stream. You know, there's other people too, like OC, Tomathan, etc.
Like that when they're sick, whatever else. That's good. That is something you can legitimately take into account. I think that's something you can think about with Sugar Free for sure. But he is such a good player. I mean, honestly, again, with Zira and Sugar Free, it's just, I think it's a matter of whether the coaches are going to take it more.
I usually just vibe with the Japan broadcast, though. Like, I don't understand what the hell they're saying, but they always get me freaking hyped. When I listen to the Japanese broadcast, they got me wanting to run through a wall. I swear to God.
Age of Hero bans, because, for example, if you have both Ultraviolet and Landon on this team, and you're bringing in Ultraviolet for a map, the other team definitely knows you're going to be trying to play Ana. You're going to be trying to play some sort of dive, maybe. So even if you protect support, the other team could go for like a ball ban or whatever else. Sure. So I think when you're swapping out supports like that, it kind of makes it obvious what your goals are. Well, I think triple DPS lines, 3 different DPS players, that flexibility is just valuable at that point. You're putting in a different flex DPS player depending on what you need.
If you run through a wall, can you film it, please? Yeah, of course.
I think DPS-wise, it's a little bit easier.
I would love to do that.
Around that, but both Sugar Free and Zira are very flexible, so you can get around.
Anyone got a wall they don't need that's like easily breakable?
You might play one player over the other when it comes time for World Cup, but I do think like
walking through a wall YouTube short would go crazy.
Would be kind of difficult to run though.
I will say I feel like UV is very flexible. We've seen UV like flex to the Lijiang and things like that.
That's true.
So maybe there's something weird you can, just a little ace in the hole.
Yeah,
up the
you could think of
cast or something.
Today's should be the final day, but I was told there's a chance we could maybe get another day because they actually moved the deadline for when rosters are due. So yes, 7. That is correct.
Still has a chance, but it's kind of tough to compete.
Go full Kool-Aid man, yes.
But Vega, just being able to play a lot of those flex support heroes makes it so that you could do weird things with the UV, right? You could do the Wu Yang. That is very, very possible hero pool wise.
We're just going back into the fundamental. They are just kind of zeroing in on this comp. We've seen this comp or one variation of it over the past 3 maps. That only variation being the Genji that we.
Man, we got push now.
Heading into Runasabi.
Okay, I'm interested to see what we have here.
I want to say, so you're talking about the experience of Vega over Luke Mino. There's kind of this interesting, and I kind of mentioned the graduating.
I think Onside could beat top 4 and beat out T1. Probably not.
We're all part of that squad. There's another school that we're seeing.
Vega's like, I think like if you need a main support to play carry, he can be serviceable.
Old Odyssey team, which had a couple tanks in it that
like Vega can play Alari. He's got a okay hero pool, but obviously the Lucio's where he shines. In your opinion, do you think Stalker will be playing instead of Heesang? I think we might see a bit of a split, but Stalker is just a better player, if we're being honest. Like, he probably should be the starter.
Apparently, they wanted more story time too, Heroes. Yeah, right? Everybody needed the lore. But yeah, so there you go. That's well, I mean, I was kind of done. Like, I was ready. Like, I was like, okay, they're rolling out. The story's done, and then we went back to us. But anyway, so my point being though, another one of those old school, like super potent, like Path to Pro teams are kind of legendary through the NA scene. And Luke Mino was absolutely on that squad, and that was kind of where Luke Mino became to make a name for themselves. And it was also, I believe, off of yeah, it was Luke and Vega. Luke and Vega were on that Odyssey squad alongside Zira and Trey.
Yeah, no, Luke has a ton of potential. I think Luke has gotten better and better, and Luke is also a very flexible.
I cannot wait for the Stalker versus Proper battle.
You don't want to downplay that too much, right? Because it's not like Luke Mino doesn't have insane flexibility as well, and it's not like Luke Mino can't play flex support heroes as well. I think mostly over the course of his career, he was a flex support player, right?
All right, here we go. Into the match. Again, we see no Kaluj. It's just going to be the Hawk PK Diva battle.
And Luke has technically been competing since like 2019.
Hawk's just been like winning all these maps, it feels like.
7 or 8 years.
Whoever has him on the Diva, it's just a big advantage. This time we're going to see Trey v Trey.
Yeah,
coaches, they've put the players and us casters.
And I speak of Hawk, and then he does that right away.
I mean, I don't mind. It makes me happy. We get to see some straight meta comp.
Just easy fight
It just
one
seems like they're
here.
testing them on like what's currently good at this point.
Like I said, this is the fundamental. This is the.
I'm taking Zera. Give me Zera.
I also think potentially playing more of the Tracer in the Genji.
Wonder if Super could even qualify if he tried. At this point, probably not.
But I think the coaches and I
Looks like you aged up so
we all
much.
kind of expect Vendetta
I mean, that is how time works.
relatively soon. I think that's going to happen. So once Vendetta does get nerfed quite a bit, you're gonna have Tracer coming back into it.
Yeah, no, in these lobbies, Hawk truly is Thanos on D.Va. This is why I want him on the team. Like, he's good at Zara and D.Va. Like, why would you not want him?
Cannot last forever. I will say, even with the Zarya Detta meta that we've seen over the course of the past 6 weeks or so, we have still
Hockenheimer.
so there's always been a good spot for Tracer.
Team Freedom is currently your dream team. It'd be a pretty good squad.
Viable in so many spots.
Yeah, she's just kind of always playable. And here at this corner fight, it's all up to just like charging these ultimates. Ultraviolet really wants to swing with Kitsune here. You'll see it in a moment.
Yep, she's gonna throw that right across courtyard. Team Liberty trying to hide up.
Hawk is in there.
That's perfectly fine. Freedom will contain.
Just making space. Already close to the checkpoint here without really having to do all that much. Just burn the Kitsune Rush. Lucamino with the engagement sound barrier. Can they actually find something? Finally. These engagement beats have just not been great, but that one was clean.
Denied. Wait a minute, PK got
But Freedom is still turning this with Tree and Zera.
Just like that.
Tree and freaking Zera turn it despite losing their diva. Wow.
Insane fight, to be honest. So many things happened there, but I think it just came down to individual plays. Now, Freedom, they're gonna have the beat from Vega. It's kind of tough to use the Kitsune into the beat. What we've seen this quite a bit.
Another good American main support without counting Vega, Luke, Lep. There's what's their face? I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name.
This composition in general has it in its bank, so that's the most important. Freedom, Vega, gonna have to be very careful about where he uses it here.
Well, yeah, there's Rack Attack, but I'm thinking of the name is escaping me.
To be had there. As the Kitsu will win it out here. You see, the timing of Team Landon's ultimate does seem to be the difference maker. A little bit of a trade on Tracers. There's something you don't see every day.
What's their name? It's gonna drive me crazy. Nenwai. That's what I was thinking of. Nenwai. Yeah.
Cases where Kitsu can win out. It's funny. I mentioned it here, and then this is like one of the few times that the beat team actually lost out. It's really funny. It's really funny. So I gotta love that. I'm like, I've been cursed ever since that one Juno take. Like whenever I say something's gonna happen, the opposite will happen. It's very much like a bad Tachimari effect. Yeah, oh my god, that one Juno take is still mentioned to this day.
I'm about to say they still roast you over that. They still roast you over that. Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
That's a tragic remake, but Painkiller's dead. Okay, trades.
Kind of validated in the long run. We barely see Juno anymore.
It's true. I mean, my whole thing was that I thought Juno was a main support, so I was kind of in over my head, and Juno didn't end up being a main support, turns out. She isn't good at that. She needs like a Brig or a Lucio with her. I just didn't think Juno Brig was really an option, you know? I was a bit of an idiot, so that was on me for sure. I didn't expect that, you know? Like, Ana Juno was the first iteration, and I was really saying on Twitter, I was like, hey, I think this is really easy to dive, right?
Yeah,
I think this
really
is really
bad.
easy to run down. Yep. And that ended up being the case. I was kind of right, but then Brig Juno came around and was like, well, I'm cooked.
Luke, what's up?
Okay.
Yeah, come in.
Oh, here we go. Com check. Oh, they're yelling.
I didn't get it.
They are hard common. Damn, they're getting rolled.
Very off. Turn low. Turn one. Really low.
Any team with Hawk is just the Thanos team. That's just how it goes. Hawk Diva equals Infinity Gauntlet.
That was some Team Freedom comms there.
Yeah, Freedom's still in control of this map.
Yeah.
Pretty confidently this entire time. It's just been corner fight after corner fight after corner fight. And Freedom comes out on top every single time, it seems. And Now Landon close to the Kitsune for Team Liberty. Overclock first from Tree, though.
Oh, my goodness. They are just steamrolling. Finding a pick onto the carry before she gets ult here. Zera. Zera and Tree and Hawk are just on a mission. They are dominating the kill feed. I think China would be able to beat Korea in a dive mirror. Probably, because they always seem to. Or they at least always make it close for whatever reason.
Yeah, we can go really late beat. Just bait our diva bomb.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through left again.
Alright,
Yeah.
Hero, I'm ready to fight.
I'm going to walking in.
Yeah, look at our diva. Look at our diva.
Okay,
He's in our
walk.
bomb. Diva.
Okay, I like these comms UV.
I'm B.
I'm walking you, Hawk. I'm walking.
Man, they just keep finding Landon every single fight.
Drunk and I.
I'm going Jordan.
This variation of Team USA looks pretty clean.
Come on, man.
I'm dead. My bad. The one. Nice.
I'll get meters and I'll
Okay.
If Vendetta is strong, China wins this year. That'd be something, because usually they just get second.
Yeah, this is just about the end of the line for Liberty. Coming back in with the overclock and the beat. The overclock's the best opener. Freedom gonna give a little bit.
Basically, it's every individual player they're analyzing. The teams switch pretty much every single map. Like, they make some type of change. They sub in someone, they move people to different teams. It's all about just evaluating how these guys perform together per map. They're analyzing the comms, everything. Who synergizes the best?
Okay.
Ooh, you got the UV Kitsu out of that. I did not see that hit.
That is not bad. Another thing I want to point out is Team Liberty, it seems that Landon is having his resources forced really, really early on in some of these fights. There's a lot of pressure on Landon. And Landon ends up dying first quite a bit as well. That can't entirely be attributed to Landon. I think that's important, right? Those
yeah, I have a prediction.
Forced in other ways if other players.
It's Landon Vega, Zera, Sugar Free, Tree, Infected Hawk.
But either way, I've been noticing that, and it's a bit concerning for Liberty, right? You're gonna have to.
Landon again is just getting focused. He used a Suzu immediately. Tree is just cleaning him up. He's cleaning him up. He's at the shooting range. Yeah, I'll make a prediction video on the World Cup for sure.
Well, it's going to be the entirety of Liberty. We'll go back into a respawn timer if they're not careful.
Okay. Freedom, again, in control. Only
probably do some streams as well. Oh, Hawk.
Gotta be careful.
Almost got moved off by Luke. Yeah.
Vega has the beat. Again, it's that beat versus Kitsu matchup. Oh my goodness. Hawk into spawn. Kills Landon first. He's just dead first every time. He's not allowed to live. He's not allowed to exist.
This is just brutal.
Feels bad. Hawk's gonna end up coming with 3 in this fight. You will force the self-destruct. No rematch.
Glad you're looking forward to the videos. They'll come. Just gotta give it some time.
From this route of Zoppy is just, a handful of meters away from the cap. If we get the Kitsu in to try to hold, good disengage out of Freedom as they let the Kitsu play out.
Hawk is 1. They've got to kill this baby diva. Okay, finally some stability.
No.
Landon dying to the bomb, though, is quite tragic, but they should be okay because of spawns.
Hawk is on top of this guy, even when
At least I think. Wait a second, they lost PK. Wait, Lucamino has beat. They can still save it if they need to. You really don't want to have to use that, though.
Yet again, another pulse that's not onto the tank, probably because the tank isn't there. I mean, you know, when Sugar Free runs out of options, it's just after the Sojourn, I suppose. I'm messing around.
Wow.
I'm playing.
Poor LeBron catching strays here. Sugar Broad catching strays.
I don't know. I mean, Hawk is that much of a threat. I would pulse Hawk, personally.
You know what? Fair. I can see it.
Tree is just farming this map. Tree, Zera, and Hawk are doing whatever they want.
Once again, UV's gonna go ahead and invest that ultimate early.
UV goes down here. A bit of an opening for Liberty.
Okay.
Can maybe accrue some progress finally.
I like the timing.
Unless Tree hits a nasty shot here, of course. Or losing Sugar Free. That is mighty unfortunate.
Slides into the courtyard. 2 shots connect on to Vega. Beautifully done. Take him down about 15% away from
Nice body block.
Suzu forced out, Chronic slided back, realizes the cart, and, well, everybody's getting away from you there. We'll end up with a kill onto Tree, and Team Liberty are going to keep this map going.
Okay. Now for Liberty, they have to place as much pressure as they can onto either Tree or Vega, especially Vega, because if you can mess up the beat, you know, force an Ajax maybe, or even just kill Vega before he can beat, that's about the best possible scenario here going into the next fight. Lumino held onto the beat the previous.
Yeah, no, Tree loves to go on those angles.
Very, very cautious about
I gotta say, he is unafraid, which I love.
So be very difficult.
Fearless nature.
Here for Liberty to show us some gusto, to show us what they've got.
Vega pops the beat later. Advantage, freedom here.
Clock in play. Team Liberty were not able to deny the OC or the sound barrier. Things have gotten a little messy. Now Chronic is down, and Team Liberty have to fight this without their hit scan. Continuing rush to try to make up the difference, but Tree connects. 5v3 for freedom.
Sugar Free is trying to pull this.
Sugar-Free will get a D-back. I don't know what's gonna matter here though. Sugar-Free is still.
Sugar-Free is going crazy. Sugar-Free and PK are anchored on this point. They refuse to lose.
Painkiller holding on. We'll find a kill onto Vega as well. TS1.
He has the bomb for remake as well if he needs to. Just throw it down. You got checkpoint.
There is the check.
My favorite Twin World Cup would probably be Saudi or Korea. Or China, one of those three.
Now it's a matter of trying to build ults. They're going to be up against this Kitsune from Ultraviolet.
Here we go, big moment. Can Liberty pull off an unbelievable comeback?
Go, 50%.
Or is this where it ends? Oh, Tree goes down! Lenny! Can he find two here? Can he do it? He can! They're gonna keep this going!
You just held that right on the Vegas
wow.
did not let go. Sugar-Free delivers two. In a clutch moment here for Team Liberty.
They've got a shot. They've got a shot. This is insane. They're unraveling, chat. Freedom's unraveling.
Sugar-Free has another pulse ready to go. Who is he gonna go after? We'll see. Just waiting. He's in the corner.
Can Sugar-Free do it again? Oh, he's gonna whiff the pulse. Unfortunate.
Still significant damage into Hawk.
Tree's gonna find a kill. Chronic needs to go crazy right now. And he can't. He gets pressured. Tree on the angle. That should be it.
Hawk finds the squishy underbelly. The pressure point here for Team Liberty just as they got close.
That got real close at the end, but
he was good for one.
Liberty, hold on.
That makes me very sad. It would have been really funny if it worked twice. It would have been very funny. It was still very, very good from Sugar-Free. I mean, he carried a few fights. That was excellent. It's just unfortunate you lose Lumino there, and then you don't have the beat coming up, and after that, it's gonna be difficult to come back.
I mean, you know what? I've heard Murdersoppy doesn't start until the final 2 minutes. I'm just more of a believer in that right now. Like, that's just true. I mean, it was like 140 to 0.
You're on lunch. Give me the juice. Who's been good today? Hawk. The answer is Hawk. Hawk has been a beast.
2 from a full cap. 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Sugar-Free on Tracer. Pretty good. I thought Vega impressed as well. And then Chronic and Tree just did their classic back and forth.
It's like the snowball potential.
Hawk was a monster today. It felt like every single map he played was just a W for his team. Hawk on Diva is Thanos for USA in these trials.
You got checkpoint and you can start snowball, and so absolutely very comebackable. I think it also speaks to the grit of everybody here. Of course, we've talked about
Hot take, no Katsuya is better than Peps. They absolutely could be. I think it's definitely in the cards. Kaluj is trying out. He's only played like 1, maybe 2 maps. I think just 1 map.
We had like 3 overtime fight wins.
I mean, my preference is Landon, but I think UV actually had a pretty good day.
At the very end, they showed signs of life. I also think that map, just so much pressure on Painkiller, right? And that matchup against
putting Infected in a Diva mirror against Hawk just feels cruel, yeah.
Both Rialto and
yeah, I mean like Infected Hawk just has to be the tank duo.
I don't think that's really, again, like Hawk is just such a good Diva player, right? That's just so difficult to live up to, right? So
100%.
Definitely, it was a good opportunity for Painkiller to show off at the end, though. I feel like he did kind of.
Painkiller did his best. It's just Hawk, he has prevailed.
It's potential to say, like, if you just ask anybody who's the strongest hero in the game, you could often hear.
Let's go, Phantom.
Very much
W.
an argument that Diva is the most powerful.
All right, this should be the final map of the night, I think. Or maybe there'll be one more. One or two maps at most.
So exceptional.
Esperanza.
One of, if you know, if not the best in the West at the hero. That's a tall ask.
Yeah, no,
That's
like
a tall
flex
ask.
support
Here we go, our
and
round
hit scan
final map.
both feel like so
Final
unfortunate.
map of day 3 of trials. We're getting into
They're just so loaded at both.
And we finally have the Vendetta. And Ramatra. I think
Ben
seeing
Mirror here?
Ramatra in the mix here is really, really interesting because on Esperanza, you normally see kind of like the more mobile compositions.
It looks like Lenny's gonna. Are they gonna both TP?
Very
Nope, just Lenny.
when you're attacking against that, but both teams are in Ram, so it's all about.
Okay, so this is an opportunity for Hawk's team to actually lose because there is a Ram duel rather than Diva. They told Kaluj we've seen enough. Tree versus Chronic is so close, but I think Tree I like a little more. He has a bit more upside as a player, but also I think he's a little bit more ambitious with the angles he takes.
We saw a little bit of data yesterday. I think that might be a spot where.
Okay, so meanwhile, Freedom just roll on the first fight.
You may want Zero as one of those triple DPS looks if they decide to go that route.
Yeah, I do think that would I do think that would be the play.
Hawk's Ram is okay, but like I think he'd probably like would play Infected. Pause. Oh, never mind. He said never mind. Cancel that.
As well, and we have a pause coming in, and this gives us a perfect chance to talk about the coaching staff a little bit. Or it looks like we're going right back in. Either way, though, you have Junkbuck and Kasuris as the primary coach.
Are they expecting a Ram buff? Probably not.
Incredible records. Junkbuck working with Alkid.
Oh yeah, Zera kind of clears Lenny. When kinda, I mean, he definitely does clear Lenny on Vendetta.
Also, the previous seasons.
I think in general they may just take both Zera and Sugar Free because they're both just such good players.
Fun fact.
Like I don't know, just it would just feel weird to not have Lenny here too. I don't know.
Made a name for themselves playing for Young and Beautiful back in the day. Which was
Do they play with bands? Today they're not because they're just playing the same compositions against each other in mirrors.
Yeah, that's an interesting. Normally the.
Why didn't they scrim with Cat? I don't know. I guess Cat isn't relevant enough.
They should be checkpoint at least for Freedom. Now coming up on that Kitsune.
Flexible backline could be more valuable, but I think most people would agree that it's a bit harder to mess with like your support lineup. Like it's just harder to make that work, and it's better to just have like the same two players. Tank and DPS, it feels a bit easier to incorporate.
I know, right? And then Kasuris is the opposite.
They're dog people, nice.
Suppose so.
Yo, Chio's goated at the Cat.
Getting closer and closer to this overclock tree, a little bit behind. I think if Chronic gets this.
Kiri Lucio's just so good. That's what you see most of the time still, unfortunately.
What do they do with this? So down your hit.
Okay, so Freedom is just rolling.
Hawk with taking space all the way up past Yellow Bus. Ends up
The Zera Ven. I've noticed they haven't really been changing up the backlines much. It seems like we're getting a lot of UV Vega right now. And then Landon Luke.
Still kind of at a neutral right now. Overclock from Chronic to this high ground could be deadly.
Okay, Kitsune beat used. I think Chronic.
I think the better Kiri's Landon and the better Lucio's Vega. That's just how it is.
Here, Zero's able to find a kill into tree. Lukmino has to back away a little bit. Here's the Sundering from Sugar Free. Bit of an awkward spot to be using it in, though. I don't think anybody's really.
Huge ult.
Maybe try and buy some space. You did get a pin, but Chronic it's still available. Chronic is still around as infected.
My guess at the finals, like the World Cup finals?
Team Freedom continuing to march forward.
Probably if the pairing down, just deciding which to take. Yeah, maybe. That's usually how these things go. Eventually you figure out who works with who, and you just keep playing them together.
Not ideal. Has the Annihilation now, so can live a bit longer. And here's the flank overclock from Chronic.
After initial swing, rejoins the group in main. Not really able to connect. In fact, it's
although I mean, like, well, again, while like I would prefer Landon in a carry meta, maybe there's a bit of a inkling we can get from the amount we're seeing UV and Vega. considering that Vega's probably going to make the team, maybe they do pick UV. Maybe he just synergizes better with Vega and the coach's opinions.
But they do have 114 meters to
That's a big factor.
Have just about nothing. So Liberty starting from scratch here. Freedom can take their time, come back into this fight with the Kitsune from Ultraviolet, and we'll see how that is utilized.
Yeah, and you need some space here. You need to be pushed this bot, pardon me, past this high ground. This is not where to stop it. You can't rely on a huge snowball.
The only thing is like Landon has already shown he can be a world beater type of player based off of what he did in OWCS last year. And while UV hasn't really shown that yet.
Hawk is continuing to close the vice in here on Infected. His reinforcements show up. You saw the boom.
Hey, surely, Mr. Mango Juice, surely.
Around, but Infected manages to survive it all.
I mean, yeah, Junkbuck literally coached Landon last year, so obviously he has a lot of confidence in him.
This fight landed close to a Kitsu as well.
And now we're back to a nice little neutral. It seems like Freedom aren't intending to.
Zera's going for the big play here. He's not going to hit, but Hawk is just somehow alive all the time. How is this guy not dead? Like, he's been... Okay, they finally killed him. It is such a struggle to kill that Ram for Team Freedom. Wow.
UV?
UV and Zera are turning this, though? Hello? Zera gets another one? Sugar Free, my guy, I hate to say it, but you are getting lapped right now. Zera is running laps around you right now, my friend. They lost their tank, and they still do this. That is crazy.
That is a surprising turnaround. I thought that fight was kind of finished up, but apparently
I think everybody did.
Any promising performance? Hawk. Hawk has been a standout.
You've got the beat for beat, and I'd like to point out that when Ven's kind of in play, that Sundering Blade can be used as a bit of a beat counter. It's very scary because it goes right through the health.
We might actually, you might hear some comms soon. They've been doing comms checks. Here you go. Speaking of comms, there you go. Asking you shall receive.
Got him. Ready? I'm gonna go. Going over them. 3, 2, 1. I land on Lou. Oh, I miss.
Living.
Ram.
Yeah, Ram one.
I'm dead. One in the corner.
Get slow in. He's just slow.
Speeding. You cart UV.
That was really good timing. Wonder what the comms sound like. They proceed to play comms. That's awesome.
I love that Zera's calling what target he wants to land on. I think that's funny.
That was awesome.
Like before he can even see anything, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna find the Lucio.
Oh my god, you are dead, Tree. Look at this aggression, this confidence that Freedom's playing with right now. This lineup is doing wonders.
Survives through all of that, gets the beat into this fight, is trying to claw their way back into this thing. Liberty is down 127-12. But you know what? Luke has survived through the last 2 minutes despite Zera's best efforts.
Finally, Sugar Free gets his one. Finally.
I say swing it. Hawk is standing in front of their spawn doors. Guys, you got a Ramatra behind you.
I mean, Hawk
Hey, real. They do have a Ramatra behind them.
No.
And he somehow, like, I don't know. It feels like Hawk just always has a 50%.
It is so damn hard for them to kill Hawk. They just can't get him up out of there.
You know, like that just happens regularly. He's got like a stealth buff or something. He put all his points to stealth. Something along those lines, yeah. Secret update where it's invisible Ramatra. Chronic gonna have the overcollect. It's gonna be tough to open with that though when you're coming from the low ground here. That's the challenge that
I'm always a 6v6 head. I'd always pick 6v6.
Yeah, I would expect a close side rotation. I think it's a little bit what we're seeing here.
Oh, not quite Akiriel Jax. Zera's gonna find two. Dude, Zera just can't be stopped. Zera and Hawk can do anything they want.
Pile it up to 15-3. I mean, if you look at the numbers on the left, like, I don't know how much I trust that scoreboard, but that's showing us nobody else above 5, and then you have 0 with 15 elims.
Yeah. Also, Zera just definitely getting the better Sugar Free here in the Ven mirror. Sugar Free looks so good on Tracer.
Just go their Ven. Let's get beat before we fight.
Here we go. Some more comms for you.
Walk me. He's main.
Yeah.
Can you? I'm gonna walk top left. If they push main, we can Ven ult. We don't have yet.
I don't have. I'm 90.
Yeah. Just get ult and we can do it.
Okay. Swing main. Help me. Help me farm ult.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'll shield you.
On top right.
No shield. Looking top. Back. 92. I'm 92.
I'm low.
All right, these are some more calm. This is a bit more chill because they're not like actually engaged in a fight.
Alright, I'm going top 3, 2. Yeah, they dropped, care.
Ulting.
I'm sorry, man. I saw backline.
Big slow, big slow.
I'm on low. I'm trying to live. I need help right. Ram behind.
Rem in.
Big.
Rem low.
Good beat from Luke. Solid.
Behind. Ben out top.
Good. Nice. Kill Ram. Help me.
Okay,
Nice.
They have it's literally all up the tree though if they want to keep this going.
That's just about the right time for Liberty, right? They need it right then and there.
Yeah.
Now, only 25 meters on there. And the game's just getting started, right? It's overtime, but no. It's just, we're just...
Can we see another epic snowball? I feel like no, because this freedom combo with the Zera Vendetta is just gross.
I'm willing it into existence.
So powerful, right? It's a lot more difficult for Liberty to keep snowballing this than it is on Rinasapi in that courtyard.
Oh, infected. Oh, that backline's dead. Zera just can do whatever he wants to.
All the way inside. Does not connect with the slice. Trey was skirting, trying to...
Was there ever a time where it felt like Zera was getting punished? Mostly not, outside of like one sugar-free kill. He was just living in that backline. Wow.
That was a good scrim. That was very good. And I liked what the coaches kind of had for us today. It was a lot more diva, I would say, and a lot more of kind of repetitive compositions, but definitely more meta-oriented, right? Yeah. Also, the first map of the day was really fun. For those of you who might have missed the first map, I would actually recommend going back and watching it because, you know, the coaches put the Brig players in absolutely awful situation just for the fun of it, to test their ability to live. I think that's really funny.
The meta, Diva, Sojourn, Tracer, Kiri, Lucio, Vendetta, sometimes a little Zarya.
But still Chronic kind of took over despite, you know, how that map was set. We saw Chronic really pop off, and that continued through basically the first half of our block. An impressive day from Chronic. An impressive day from Zera once we were off of the meta stuff. I think when we were in the meta of the Tracer and the Genji, surprisingly, that Sugar-Free actually looked a little bit better.
Who has impressed you more between Landon and UV? It's been very close.
Vendetta's still meta. So, yeah, Vendetta, within the FAR, was a bit of an outlier. But when we were on that...
Hey, thank you. Cappy for the Prime. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I mean, Zera's Pharah is so good, right?
So
and then the
good,
Vendetta... Yeah. I haven't seen
low key. I think on this last day, Ultraviolet did a little bit more, though. I gotta say.
Just yet, haven't had a chance to. The season hasn't gotten.
In general, it's been pretty even, pretty close. But I think UV on the third day did a little bit more with his performances to stand out. That's just my opinion, though.
Like I said before, it always usually comes back to Tracer. I'm going to be honest, right? I think the Tracer is going to be valued by the coaches over anything else.
Anytime, Cappy. This is what I love.
I don't think that's going to last very long, right? Vendetta's just so...
Domina does get some play time, yes.
So it's most likely that the developers are going to be taking a look at a Vendetta soon. And that
very map dependent.
Most important
/ ban.
Player.
Yeah, these teams have to play for the long...
Are we picking...
Right?
Yeah, no, I'm picking Zera.
Months, so you got to be thinking about multiple scenarios.
Zera has won out on 2 out of 3 days. It's just he deserves to be the starter. I think we can say that right now. Unless it's a Symmetra meta, I think that it should be Zera.
We're going to get a little bit of an insight. We're going to get to hear from one of our trialists.
Oh? A Vega interview? Okay.
What happened over the course of these trials over the past week? Get some insight here.
How's Sugar Brown doing? He struggled.
Come back inside. Look, don't go away.
Trey, he did good, but he struggled with everything else. I think it was just with videos for OC. Yeah, just our YouTube, I think. I don't think Francis released their roster yet, but I think it'll be a good one. But yeah, as far as I know, that should be the final USA trial we get to see live. But there's a small chance we could get another one now that the roster deadline is being pushed back a little bit. I'm hoping we get one more, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Oh, man. When do the lineups get released? Well, you'll see by the deadline in April. USA, I mean, I will certainly be taking their time. They've got some tough decisions to make. I think that's very obvious. Love for my boy Chronic. He'd get a spot in almost any other country. Honestly, he might still get a spot anyway. Never say never. I guess we'll hear some thoughts from Vega in a moment here, and then we shall do our, I guess, concluding thoughts of this little 3-day extravaganza. What OWCS is starting? Will there be more time for scrims? There's always more time for scrims. I believe Huddy is trying out for Germany. Germany low-key could be pretty good. They've got some good trialists from what I remember. Not a bad prediction shifter. I don't know if they do double hit scan though. That seems like a little much. I'm never counting out Saudi. They just find ways to win. They know what it takes, you know? See if we can fast forward a little bit here. Oh, not by much, it would seem. We're already pretty caught up. Even if Luke Camino diffed Vega in these trials, would they think they'd still pick Vega? Probably, but if it was, I don't know, like if the diff truly was large enough, I don't know if Junk Buck would, if he'd be biased in that scenario. He's a guy who has a very good eye for talent. So if there's something he notices, he's going to run with that idea. So if Luke Camino did diff Vega, I think he probably would pick Luke, honestly. Junkbuck just gets it, man. He's just the king. Isn't it crazy that Saudi Arabia have, like, 2 of the god tier diva players in the world, and then 2 of, like, the god tier Sojourn / Hitscans? Like, you have Quartz Labda, then you have Ziad TVNT. Like, damn. I watched the Junkbuck interview with Commander X. I did not get the chance to. The dream team for Korea? Oh boy, I don't know. Well, first we'll do this interview though. Right after we unmute Bullskunk. Hopefully. Right after we unmute everyone. Oh, there we go.
What would it mean? I'm going to start off with a little, just an easy, what would it mean for you to make these teams? Right, and you've been competing for a long time. To come in here and get to play for Team USA and kind of represent the country here for World Cup, how big a deal would that be for you?
To be honest, like, I feel like it's such an honor to play for, I guess, my country's team. So I really do rate it super highly. I know a lot of people try to devalue it, I guess, because there's not that many main sports in America right now. But to be honest, like, Admiral can't compete in the World Cup, but he's like super good, and Luke Mino has improved really like a lot this season. So my competition like is pretty good, and I feel like, yeah, making Team USA would honestly, it would make.
Wait, did he say Admiral can't compete?
Let's go.
Did I hear that right?
Yeah, and my question to you is, if you make it onto the national team, is there a specific team that you're most looking forward to going up against?
Specific team might be China, Saudi, or Korea. Honestly, I'm not looking forward to playing against Saudi that much because they always have some weird shit. Like, honestly, they always have like Metro or Lari, but
Yeah.
That's part of the problem. They're tough to play against and prepare for.
China, I feel like China is like, they're a very honest region where they play like the metacomps, and to be honest, America is also a very honest region. I mean, I don't like to say.
No, I thought what he was saying is that Admiral like cannot compete like at all for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe he meant for USA he can't be on.
Do you think Symmetra
Obviously.
will play a bit of a role going into the World Cup? Do you think Symmetra is going to be important, especially when? Maybe
I'm sure they'll find a way to make Sim relevant somehow.
Yeah, I think so.
She's just such a high-level character.
Good, and Symmetra did get nerfed. She is still really good, and a lot of teams are playing her in scrims. So
Well, there you go.
I think Symmetra will definitely be important. It's like
Sim's still getting playtime.
everyone this trial, like everyone who is trialing now, has different hero pools, and especially for flex CPS, I feel like you could probably pick up 2 flex CPS for Sim and
Maybe a bit of a hint there, chat.
Sim, and then have like a Vendetta Genji player.
Sugar-free Zera.
Flex more too, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty exciting trials. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Has there been anything with, playing with the different teams, playing with different players they may have gotten to play with in a little while, in an official capacity? Is there anything that really stood out or surprised you? There's something that really maybe caught you a little bit unexpected here throughout this trialing process.
I feel like the tryouts, because no one is on the same team, and it's super random. I think it really shows your individual skill and like just genuinely like game decision making and calls. And to be honest, I was really surprised by Hawk in these tryouts. I didn't realize, like, I have played with Hawk before, and I know he's super.
Vega doesn't know ball, I guess. Hawk is a beast.
Was it just the comms or just
Everything. He's a monster.
What stood out about Hawk's play?
Yeah, I think his decision making and mechanics are insanely good. But on top of that, on D.Va,
He's Thanos.
too much, but when he does talk, it's super important. But because he doesn't talk, it really lets our backline work and find value, I guess.
Interesting.
Really cool.
Cool insight there.
All right.
Well, yeah, I guess that's about all we got for you. Thank you so much. The floor is yours if you want to give any shout outs. Otherwise, have a wonderful night. Yeah, appreciate you sharing your
Biggest highbrow maxing.
Team Liquid, shout out my parents.
Hey, nice shout outs, Vega. Let's go.
Shout outs there.
Let's go. I love it. Well, appreciate it once again.
Why do I low-key look like Landon? Do I? Maybe a fatter version of him. The fat Landon.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, there you go. That's awesome. It's awesome to get some insight and such a unique experience, right? And to get the kind of behind the scenes look at these trials. We're not in a competition setting, so I mean, it is such a unique.
Hawk would be one of the best vets in a room with the Team USA squad. One of the older guys.
Right. No.
I think it's important to have a guy like him. Like,
it's really
it goes
interesting.
beyond his
It's
play.
a bit of a window into what the OWCS
He just
offers
has to be on the team, man.
You kind of get a bit more of a
Yeah,
public window this
Hawk
time,
was
but you
Thanos
have just all
that
these
entire
different combinations
scrim
of
block,
rosters
I gotta
coming
say.
together during the off season, and there's a lot of factors that goes into which rosters work, which rosters don't, and those same factors are what the coaches are taking into account now.
Oh, I mean, an unenviable task, no doubt. I'm excited. Hopefully, we got you a little bit more involved, invested into, who do you hope to see make the top 7? It's only 7 of these 12 players.
Kaluj is a vet too. Yeah, technically not wrong.
Why not? What a way to close it out here. Oh, but that is going to do it. That concludes our trials from Team USA, from everybody here from the Overwatch World Cup Team USA committee. I want to say thank you for hanging out with us.
That was a lot of fun, chat.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have gone into this, a lot of people behind the scenes to make this happen, and from everybody here. Thank you so much.
Shout out to the lovely crew doing the work.
To bring you today's action. That is going to do it. Y'all have a wonderful time. I can't wait to see more of World Cup. I can't wait to see more of how this develops. Keep an eye out for show matches, for more awesome content coming out from all of the amazing teams. Still plenty more to come. We'll see you soon.
Be fun.
Thank you, everyone.
Zarya is not an infected hero pool. Yeah. Okay, chat. What are our final thoughts? After the third day, what are we thinking? How do you feel? Who do you think solidified their spot? I want to know what you think. For me, the only thing on my mind is Hawk. Like how important he is going to be for this team, especially if anything in his hero pool remains viable. So like I'm really starting to look forward to the idea of an infected and Hawk tank line now. Like it just sounds insane. So much upside there. You got a good mix of heroes. 2 players that you trust a lot. One promising on the rise, the other's been doing it a long time. So tank feels great. We got a lock there. DPS, I feel very good about Zera being the full-time starter. I think that 2 out of the 3 days, he just looked clearly better than Sugar Free, just more impactful. If it was, especially if it wasn't like the Tracer duel, it just felt like Zera was doing more. Vega's going to make the team as the main support. I think that's a given at this point. I think Lucamino's consistency just couldn't quite match Vega on Lucio, and Lucio is just the most important main support right now, and it's hard to see that changing because they don't like to nerf Kiriko. So you put Vega on the team, you put Zera, you put Hawk, you put Infected, and then you've got to decide your hit scan and your flex support. I think those are the ones where you can have an honest conversation. If you're going purely based off of what you saw overall, yeah, as much as I prefer Landon as a player, I think you could argue UV was just a little bit more impactful on this third and final day, and that might be the difference, because I thought the first 2 days were pretty evenly matched between those two when they went up against each other. So if you're basing it off of this final performance, then I think you just got to give it to UV with the eye test. I'm still biased towards Landon personally because he has the experience of competing in the high pressure environments. He's shown he can do it in OWCS, and I still think he's a better Kiriko player, but it all depends on the synergy. We saw at the very end there, in particular, if I rewind a little bit here, we saw at the very end, we were seeing a lot of Vega Ultraviolet in like the tail end of the scrim block, which makes you think maybe this is the preferred backline potentially. Could be a good indicator of what's to come. And then Hitscan, I think Tree just has more potential as a player, and I think he makes sense knowing the group of players they're going to have selected synergy-wise, but you gotta give a big shout out to Chronic. I think that he did incredibly well throughout this entire trial period. He was a beast. He held his own. He had some crazy clips every single day. He more than did enough to justify giving a spot to him. Like, I wouldn't be mad at all if they gave it to him, like, genuinely. He's leveling up. You can tell. He's gained some experience from the last year of OWCS. So I'm incredibly proud of him. But realistically, I feel like Tree just makes more sense for like the structure of the team. If we're going purely based off of what we've seen with our eyes, I think the team's probably UV, Vega, Hawk, Infected's a guarantee. Then Zera, you could maybe say Chronic / Tree. If we're going off like what I think makes the most sense, instead of UB, it's Landon, and then you have Tree for sure. With Zera, and then you have Sugar Free off the bench maybe for Symmetra purposes. But if you're really not concerned about that, if you're Team USA, like if you really don't care about the Symmetra, and maybe you trust Zera to learn it and pick it up, you could, in theory, either do double hit scan, which I don't advise, or you do double flex support. Again, I don't love 3 supports. It's just not something that most teams do. Like, that's the one position you usually don't mess with when it comes to substitutions. Or I guess for emergency purposes, you could run two. You could run like Landon and then have UV there for Anab or whatever the case is. Or like maybe you want to play Landon for BAP and UV's the full-time starter. You could have emergency situations like that. But at that point, I don't know if you're wasting your roster spot or not. That's like the really hard part, is finding that additional guy to come off the bench besides at tank. It's weird. Just read something about breakthrough players. Can players represent and play for nations they don't come from? Correct. That is something that they can do if they don't make it make it to the groups or the conference cups or any of that. So it is possible. You could see some decent players end up on other countries. Landon might get the edge because he isn't doing all of this on... I don't know if he's doing this on high ping. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think everyone had their bright spots, though. I think that's what's the most fun about this whole thing. I think that everyone had a good performance at one point or another, which I think is really, really cool. Like, even Kaluj, who got, like, one map today, he had some SIG clutches and whatnot. I think that Painkiller, like, there were certain moments, like, especially on day 2, like Numbani, I thought his dives were really good, and he gave Hawk a run for his money. Hawk was Thanos today in particular, but really good overall. Sugar Free had some Tracer clips. Zera was insane on Vendetta, and honestly, most of the flex DPS. Luke Mino would come in clutch with some boops, especially on Control. Vega, I thought, just looked like a very composed Lucio throughout this entire thing. UV and Landon, they traded big moments on Kiri, BAP on the first day even. And then Hawk and Chronic was probably my favorite thing to watch. Those guys were insane. Picking UV over Landon because of a few tryout games is pointless. Well, there's probably some other ones too, though. Like, they may do other tryouts that we're not seeing. It really depends on the synergy and what the coaches notice, you know? Like, obviously, I think a lot of people based off of, like, OWCS would prefer Landon, but if the synergy's not there with Landon Vega, then maybe it's UV. That's up to the coaches. Can Team USA realistically win the whole thing? Probably not, but I do have high hopes for them to make top 4. I don't know if they will, but like, I think talent-wise, they have enough to play in a bronze medal match. That's my honest opinion. And I'd be more than happy to see them compete for 3rd, because they've only had 1 year where they found any success. So as a USA supporter, I gladly would take that. I'd gladly take them in a bronze medal match, win or loss. That'd be cool. Just 1 win is what I'm asking for. If they can get out of top 8, that would be a nice change. The S tiers, I'm expecting to be the main contenders. I mean, like Korea and China. And people, I think, are probably starting to sleep on Saudi a little bit now, just because people are worried about the support situation, what happens with Sim, this and that. But they've just had this way of persevering the last several years, so I definitely would not count them out. Can't do it. They have courts. Can't do it. That guy is a literal machine. Low-key, Chile could actually do really good. I was very impressed with how they did in the Conference Cup. Any other strong EU teams? I think there's plenty that could make a name. Honestly. EU's like the most interesting. They just have a wealth of like interesting countries with like a lot of solid players. Like, I'm looking at France, Sweden's a name that's been thrown around. There's just so many. Germany could low-key be decent. Finland you can't count out. Spain are probably going to be good. UK might be decent. They might be more than decent. They could be pretty solid too. There's a lot with EU. You're French, you're not sure if it's your year. I really do think France could have a good team. I think they have a lot of promising players. Yep, don't forget about Finland. Don't sleep on them. I think even though they're like a few years removed from what they did beforehand, they could still be good. And I mean, outside of EU, Japan, I think they're going to do good. I'm looking forward to watching those guys. I think that's just about it though, chat. Not that I can really think of anything else. Like, team I want the most, I'm locking it in. Hawk Infected Tank, Landon Vega, backline, Zera, Tree, and then Sugar Free off the bench. Eye test would be a little different. You'd probably throw UV in instead of Landon for eye test, and then you just call it there. I'm just happy that we saw a lot of standout guys, though. It's just nice to know that USA's got a good wealth of talent and that the scene is healthy over there. Not an easy choice for the coaches to make, but that is a good problem to have, I have to say. Because in years past, they haven't necessarily had the greatest of options available to them. Like, USA's in a strong state. I think it's the strongest they've been in quite some time. Like, think about 2023, how limited they were. You know, a lot of the guys you see now that are relevant just weren't there yet. Then they won in 2019. 2018 was, like, not great. A little bit too much ego, and it kind of made them flop. 16 and 17, I don't really blame them because they got matched with Korea in the first round. That's just unlucky. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, chat, I have to say. I really enjoyed doing this, and the streams really popped off, too, so I'm, like, incredibly grateful they all showed up, you know, like, this was very sudden. Just suddenly I'm part of Team USA doing these co-streams, and a lot of you guys hopped in, which I really do appreciate. I kind of want to do more stuff like this soon. Maybe some more World Cup trials if I'm able to stream them for certain countries, like if I'm available at the time, and maybe some conference stuff for EMEA potentially next month. Online qualifiers, I'll stream what I can, I think. I really want to focus in a lot on World Cup, I think I've decided. Like, obviously I'm still going to make OWCS videos, but I think with streams in particular, I'm going to put a lot of focus towards World Cup, I think, because that's always been the thing that kind of sparked my interest into professional Overwatch. You know, I think it's really cool that we're at, like, the 10-year anniversary of World Cup being a thing. I want to celebrate that, because that's really cool. Where was PGE? He got stuck at Wingstop in the parking lot. Couldn't make it, obviously. But yeah, no. No OWCS lands. I'm not really sure. Lands are going to be tough for me since I work. Because, like, you have, Japan and China, and, like, those times just don't really line up for me. There's a chance I could do, you know, the mid-season tourney. But we'll see. It's OWCS streams, you may not see that many of them from me this year. It's just tough, man. I'm in a tough spot with that. But World Cup for sure. Like, I want to put a lot of focus into that. Maybe some OWCS streams from time to time, though. So, it's not totally off the table, but don't expect too many from me. I'll focus more on making videos, and that'll be that. Weekly predictions, some other things. But yeah, this was a really cool experience. It's always been a dream of mine to do some stuff with Team USA. Is the game paused? No, it's over. I just paused the stream. The stream is over. I just rewinded, I should say, not rewound. Rewind, whatever. To just show an example of something. My headcanon is that when Lenny was playing well, it's because he hears PGE screaming about Wingstop in his head. Real. That's gotta be it. Yeah, though, chat, I think I'm just about ready to call it, though. It's getting kind of late. Your boy's got to prepare some Overwatch fantasy stuff, and then I got to go to bed, because I got work tomorrow, baby. Let's get it. This was fun, though, chat. Thank you so much for hanging out with me through these 3 different trials. I'm super grateful that you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, streams were really popping, like on YouTube in particular. Like, I had no idea what was going to happen, but like I saw we consistently had like 100 to 200 viewers, which is dope. So thank you guys. Glad you guys are enjoying the World Cup streams. Hopefully we will get some more very soon. So take care, guys. Have a good night. And I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow for a NA Power Rankings video. It's going to be a weird situation. Peace out, guys. Have a good rest of your night.